What's going on, everybody? Happy Black Friday, all. Hope you are alive and happy and well and full of leftovers. I know I certainly am. Hope your wallets are still with you. I know for a lot of people it was a rough night, especially for those that will say Severin. I'll give them a little bit of a break, but I mean, this has been happening for years at this point. I am glad that they made a very decent response to it this year, and we'll get into that in a little while. Speaking of things, we're going to get into all of the announcements from this week, which there is a shockingly large number of announcements from this week, dating all the way back to last Friday, where we started with Imprint announcements. So it's going to be a full show tonight. As usual, I got some collection updates to do. I've got a digital copy I'm going to give it away in just a little bit, and we are going to see how this goes. There are a whole bunch of sales that we can dive into. So if anybody has any questions, wants to see anything, we will get deep into it. All right, let's say hey to everybody. Maximus is here. What's going on? Glad to see you still with us this week. Dave says, how bad a hit did my wallet take? A bigger hit than I wanted it to, that's for sure. Jeff, what's going on? Glad you're here. Severin was rough, and I'm going to be able to get... Yes, for anybody that doesn't have it yet, I will say Siege is your best bet to use that $20 coupon on. What's going on, Ice? Glad to see you. John, me too, man. I wasn't going to say anything, but my youngest brought home a cold, which kids tend to do this time of year every single year. And my wife and I both got hit really hard, and I apologize. I'm going to mute myself if I feel a cough coming on tonight. I'm going to do my best. Jeff, is Severin still messing up for you? I did read there was one or two people today that posted that they got double charged. So if you haven't, make sure you are checking on that to see if Severin charged you appropriately. Tom, what's going on, man? We've been missing you a little bit. There goes the first cough. Eric says he was hoping Severin would stay down to save his wallet. I was live most of last night as we were trying to get Severin to work, and I was so frustrated. I was on Aaron Pinn's Patreon channel, and I think it was about 1:15 here finally when I got it to work, and it was crazy. Nerd, glad you're here. What's going on? Scolder's here. Hey, Scolder. Flickering waves, a bit tired here, but hope everyone is well. Agreed. John has gone back to Severin 3 times. I need to check on it again. I've not even looked at any back catalog titles at all. Haven't even browsed. I went in there, I got the bundle I wanted, got right back out, and yeah, I will probably be spending a little time tomorrow morning checking it out. And checking out still is not working. That was my hardest part last night. I was able to get the site to load sometimes, and then I would refresh, and then it would time out, and then I would go to the cart, and it wouldn't work, and I would refresh, and then I was trying to change my address, and as soon as I changed my address, it would freeze up on me and not work. Nerd stayed up till 1:15, had to be at work at 8 just to buy off Severin. Yeah, 1:15 is about right when it started working for me. That's crazy. Same for Maximus. Yeesh, that's rough. But again, Severin is not the only star of the show tonight. Yes, they have a killer lineup, but there are so many things that we can go over this week. So we are going to dive into it starting now. All right, so like I said, first announcements last week were from Imprint. They have Jerry Lewis at Columbia collection coming. This is a 2-disc set, presents 2 Jerry Lewis comedies from his tenure at Columbia Pictures with The Big Mouth and Hook, Line, and Sinker. Not sure if we have many Jerry Lewis fans in the house, but he's decent, pretty funny guy. Eric, man, that search button, why put it at the bottom of the page? I do not understand. It is one of the most unfriendly customer UI decisions I've seen in a very long time. And I work for the government, so yeah, shocking. Dave got Forgotten Jolly Volume 3, Count Dracula's Great Love with the Slip, added to Flesh for Frankenstein pre-order, in and out in 10 minutes. Thanks, VS. Amen to that. Want to get Bad News Breaking training from Imprint, but I know Paramount is going to release it. I hope so. Paramount has done some of the ones that Imprint has been putting out, but not all of them. I really hope that they are still putting out a lot of the ones that they've glossed over. There's some of them like the big one I'm championing this year is the Mothman Prophecies. I've always loved that movie, and it is so nice to finally have it on Blue, but still no US Blue. Yeah, nerd, go take a look. It's at the bottom. It is just a terrible decision. So we got Jerry Lewis, and then from Imprint also, we are having, this is one I'm really looking forward to, the Odd Couple collection. This is a 3-disc celebration of Neil Simon's legendary play, The Odd Couple. In the original 1968, with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau, two divorced men decide to share an apartment. And I'm sure a lot of you know the story there. In the 1998 reunion film was 20 years later, and having gone their separate ways, the two are now together again en route to the wedding of their children. They've got the map, the rental car, and a tank full of arguments. And then they also are putting in the 1970s television series, Can Two Divorced Men Share an Apartment Without Driving Each Other Crazy? 10 episodes covering all 5 seasons explore this rhetorical question. Tony Randall and Jack Klugman are in that one, and they make the characters their own in the award-winning television version. I got to be honest, I don't think I'd ever even heard that there was a television version. I'm real curious of that. Let's see here. Ken says, should I get Top Secret from Imprint or wait? I'm betting that one will come. I'm obviously not going to guarantee it, but I think it will come to the U.S. Nerd got the Lindsay Baker collection. Nice. That Santa Sangre, don't know why I said it like that. The Santa Sangre set, being only $30 might be like the deal of the year. I am shocked that that is only going for $30. If you don't have Santa Sangre in 4K, it is insanely cheap at that price. Absolutely recommended. Let's see. Best film Matthau and Lemon did was Wilder's remake of The Front Page. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I says, little weird to put only 10 of the series. You know, I had no idea if it was going to be all of the episodes or not. Obviously, it'd be a little weird if it was only 10 in the entire thing. But yeah, kind of odd that they're covering all of them. I did not hear that Birds of Prey was censored. What would they possibly even censor in that? That doesn't make any sense. After The Odd Couple, we got the return of the Pink Panther, another good one. This, of course, is Peter Sellers. We've gotten a lot of Peter Sellers and Pink Panther over the years, but Australia has not gotten some love, so I'm glad they're getting this one. And then, of course, the Bad News Bears in Breaking Training. The Bad News Bears are 1 year older and 1 year wilder. They are back in Breaking Training, and it is the comic and poignant second in the series of adventures with the pint-sized Sandlot ball players initiated with the smash success of the Bad News Bears. This is one that looks okay. Not a whole lot of features on here. We got a new audio commentary, but hey, it's something. And then the Out-of-Towners. This one also looks really good for me. This is coming in February from Imprint. When they take you for an Out-of-Towner, they really take you. This has Jack Lemmon and Sandy Dennis. This one is a first-time Blu-ray release anywhere in the world from 1970, and it's got a new audio commentary by Lee Gambin. Again, not a lot on this disc, and that might steer some people away from it. But yeah, that's what Imprint has only been able to do on some of these, sadly. And that was it from Imprint. Let's see. Flip is here. What's going on, Flip? Hope you're having fun at work. Yeah, John, I agree. All the more reason for physical media. And I actually said that in one of my videos this year when I was talking about 30 Rock. That was, at the time, it was the latest big scandal of these where they had actual episodes that were removed, or scenes removed at least, from all syndication because of what was happening. And when you have the Blu-ray, they can't take that away from you. Ken says, do I find most of Imprint's transfers a bit lackluster? No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say it that generally. I think that a lot of the ones that Paramount does in-house can be a lot better. And I do think that I think that some of them do leave a lot to be desired, but it is something that is, you know, it's going to be time, going to be elements. A lot of them weren't stored properly or archived in any sense of the word. And unfortunately, that's why a lot of these other companies are trying to do their best to do that job now. And for some of these titles, we're just kind of making up for it. Skolder got the films of Rudy Ray Moore box, Tiger Claws trilogy, and TC 2000. Nice. We're going to be talking about those a lot in detail here in a little bit. Yes, I agree. Out of Towners is good. Um, two. We got a question here from Dave with an answer from Ice, and yes, Shout did release a Pink Panther movie box set, and it is long out of print. If you find that for anything less than, say, about $60, you should absolutely pick that up. But that is probably the hardest Shout Select title to find. Is the Pink Panther box. All right, obviously we're a little bit past this, but we did get the announcement for everything regarding House on the Edge of the Park from Severin. For those that don't know, this is the follow-up to Cannibal Holocaust from Ruggiero Deodato. This is a shocker packed with even more cruelty and controversy. 40 plus years later, it remains one of the most disturbing exploitation films of all time. David Hess of Last House on the Left infamy stars as a charismatic psychopath who, with his equally unhinged sidekick, turns a get-together of chic New Yorkers into an ordeal of class warfare and sexual violence. Annie Bell, Christian Borromeo, and Lorraine Dessel co-star in this notorious DPP 39 video nasty from the screenwriters of New York Ripper, with an unforgettable soundtrack by Riz Ortolani, now scanned uncut in 4K from the original negative, with 3+ hours of new special features. And now this is where we dive deep. So this has an audio commentary by Bruce Holacek from Cinema Arcana and Art Edinger from Ultraviolent. The Man Who Loved Women interview with the director Ruggiero Deodato. Lights On, new interview with the cinematographer, interview with the actor Giovanni Lombardo. External Beauty and Internal Ugliness, archival interview with David Hess. Another interview with set designer Antonello Galang, and then, of course, poster lobby card gallery. But then, one of the cool things is on disc 2, they have the Ruggiero Deodato documentary called Deodato Holocaust. This is a feature-length doc by Felipe M. Guerra that explores the film-by-film triumphs, tragedies, and controversies of Ruggiero Deodato. Can't speak tonight. This is actually a hard part for me that kind of almost turned me away from picking this up because I already have Deodato Holocaust in a media book, but I decided that I really wanted the CD soundtrack, so I did end up picking this up. So the disc 3 there is the CD soundtrack. So that is pretty cool to have it all together. This is the front of the slip, and then we also have the classic art, and then the reverse. And this is actually really nice. I'm liking that. Let's see. Flip is still blown away that we're getting Ebola 4K. Yes, we will spend a lot of time talking about that. Just a few, that's for sure. Mondo Digital says the transfer blows away Code Reds, and I'm hoping that we're hearing more real life reviews on this soon because some people are already getting this, especially when there was the Severin pop up that was either tonight or last night, and people are actually walking away with the disc. So hopefully we can start hearing some words on transfers here. I heard he has an awesome meltdown about the animals and Holocaust at the end of the doc. That I did not finish the doc yet. I started it just to make sure it didn't have 4 subs, and yeah, I'm gonna have to finish that here soon. Okay, on Friday, the next big one we got was from Cauldron Films. This is Murder in a Blue World by Eloy de la Iglesia, the same director that put out a couple of the Severin titles from 2021. And this one says, in a violent dystopian consumer-fed future, David blackmails nurse Anna after witnessing her commit a murder. When Anna and Victor discover David is a known gang member with an extensive criminal past, they make a plan to turn the tables and use him for their own clandestine purposes. This is the first time on Blu-ray with a brand new 2K restoration of the Spanish producer's cut, specifically from that negative. Let's see, English audio, newly edited archival interview with Chris Mitchum, dubbing in a Blue World, video essay by Dr. Xavier Aldana Reyes, commentary by Kat Ellinger. That's the big winner here, obviously. And then, of course, reversible Blu-ray wrap with alternate art, 24-page booklet with images, and Reinventing Lolita and a Blue World essay about the film by Kimberly Lindbergh's limited edition only. This is, of course, the classic Cauldron side loader slipcase. And this is, man, I got to be honest, these are 2 big titles. The next one, in my opinion, is huge. This is one that we've been waiting for a long time, but this one also is going to be really good. Eloy de la Iglesia is He makes some really interesting choices for a director, and I'm hoping more people get eyes on a lot of his work this year because of Severin and because of this. Let's see. Nerd says he bought Deadlock 4K, Tiger Claws trilogy, Ebola Syndrome 4K, and the sub. Wow, that's a hell of a haul. Nice. Ken says we need the final score with Chris Mitchum. It's his best. I don't think I've seen the final score. I need to see that. Yeah, John, these two are huge gets, especially the next one. So let's get into that next one. They also announced Contraband, a Lucio Fulci film. This is from 1980, and this is a title that comes with a bit of a reputation. A lot of people have been wanting this for a very, very long time. Has anybody seen Contraband before I dive into it? Just curious. I don't think I've seen Contraband. I feel like I might have, but a lot of that is from me recognizing artwork here. So I'm not entirely sure if I've seen it. Let's dive into it here. An idealistic cigarette smuggler, Luca, runs into problems when a sadistic drug dealing gangster from France decides to muscle his way into operations. As he tries to wipe out the competition, all hell breaks loose and the bodies start piling up. Classic Fulci. Luca joins forces with rival smugglers and the local mafia to counteract the power play, which only increases the body count until the explosive gunpowder and gut bursting conclusion. Again, sounds like perfect Fulci. Contraband is making its worldwide Blu-ray debut with a 4K scan of the negative. Awesome. New interview with the writer Giorgio Mariuzzo. New interview with the actress Ivana Monti. New interview with the actor Severio Marconi. Then we got some archival interviews. We got a few of them here. It looks like 4 of them. But then one that I'm super looking forward to. New audio commentary by film historians Troy Howarth, Nathaniel Thompson, and Bruce Holichek. That's going to be great. And then, of course, they brought out CD soundtrack for this one. Music by Fabio Frizzi. And then a mini lobby card reproduction, postcard inserts in the limited edition only. But the big thing, this has 2 different slipcases to choose from. You got cover A and cover B. And a lot of people were very divided on which one they wanted. A whole bunch of people were really sticking to one over the other. And this is one that I got to be honest, they're both kind of appealing to me. I tend to lean towards A. This feels more like the movie is, I believe, than B, but they're both really cool. B is really calling to me very similar to the Arrow covers for the Nico Mastorakis films. Let's see. John got cover A. I agree there. Both are nice. Completely agree. Ken says he's seen it. John says he saw it on the Blue Underground DVD. That is probably where I saw it then. I believe I had the Blue Underground DVD. By the way, there are bundles available where you can buy one of the 2 Contraband releases, and then, of course, you can bundle that up with Murder in a Blue World, or you can go all out and get both of the Contraband releases and Murder in a Blue World. All available from Cauldron Films. If you go to Diabolic, you can order both titles, but there are no bundles available on Diabolic. All right, Kino announced that they are putting out Bronson's Breakout. Not a whole lot to go into here. This is just an announcement that it's coming. In my opinion, I think it's going to be difficult to outshow the Indicator release for this. Indicator already put out a really great disc for this. I also would not be surprised if all they did was license for the features from the Indicator box, and it was just the exact same thing. So time will tell. We don't have any details yet, but it is coming soon. Another one coming from Kino is one that I am excited for. This is One False Move. The tagline for this is great. There was no crime in Star City, Arkansas, no murder, and no fear until now. But the big thing here, the cast on this film, starring Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton, and then we got Cinda Williams, Michael Beach, Earl Billings, and Jim Metzler. This was written by Billy Bob Thornton and Tom Epperson, directed by Carl Franklin. No date on this, no idea when it's coming, but it is coming soon. Looks like Skolder's already got the indicator release. I believe I do as well. We got some fans of One False Move. I'm glad. I was hoping that some people had known about this one. This is a great film. I just posted this last weekend. Not sure if it's still available, but I know that Gummo from Warner Archive had been out of print for a while, and just randomly it showed up with like 18 or 20 copies on Amazon. So if you're wanting it and you never had a chance, didn't want to pay, I think it was going for about 50 or 60 bucks for a while. This is a great time to get it. If you did not yet, I would just go give it another check, search for it, or you can click the link in this post here and see if it is there. I put it on all the socials. Hey, Dustin, what's going on? Glad to see you tonight. All right. Now is where it starts getting wild for Black Friday week. So, from Makeflix, they announced that they are getting exclusive pre-order bundles with bloodletting, having this released with it. This is called Shocking Shorts. This is by J.R. Bookwalter, and he cut his teeth on a series of Super 8 short films between 1978 and 85. His self-made film school included Twilight Zone knockoffs, sci-fi hybrids, stop-motion experiments, slashers, monsters, music videos, and zombies, of course. So, a warning on this, it is not going to be super high quality. It is coming on Blu-ray, but a lot of J.R. Bookwalter stuff is all shot on video or 8mm like this has, and it is, it leaves a lot to be desired in the quality department, usually. However, it's a really cool piece of history. And if you haven't looked into Makeflix for Black Friday, it is one I would take a look at. They do some really good stuff, and they put a lot of love into it. J.R. Bookwalter is also the one that did The Dead Next Door and everything else. He's got all kinds of credits on here. But what they are doing here is this is a brand new 2K scan from the Super 8 film elements. This is the first time on Blu-ray. Newly discovered material that wasn't included in 2018 is present here. There's a brand new commentary with the director, and then they autograph the first 500 units of this. This also has a bonus CD with unreleased music called Potpourri by the J.R. Bookwalter Experience. And that is available now, and it's only going to be available until Monday, supposedly. So if you're interested, take a look at that this weekend. And then the one I just mentioned, here is Bloodletting. Tempe in 1997 put out a Serial Killers in Love classic, and it's now on Blu-ray for the first time ever. Fully restored. What was that? Fully restored from the original mini DV camera masters, which means, again, don't expect super high quality on these. Makeflix exclusive pre-order bundle includes 2 bonus soundtrack CDs, the original 1997 VHS version, and a new, never-before-released 2003 remastered version. Very interesting decision there. This signature edition will include 2021 rebuilt and restored feature from the original mini DV camera masters, 5.1 surround, autographed collectible slip limited to 500 units, 2 bonus soundtrack CDs, reversible cover, 8-page color booklet with liner notes, original 97 VHS release version with commentary, a bonus standard edition DVD with original short film I've Killed Before, new and vintage special features. They didn't go into a lot of detail there, but yeah, there is a lot on these, and Makeflix, Tempe Digital, they do a lot of really good work on their stuff. Let's see. Skolder says, a big part of Warner Archive collection is out of stock or temporarily unavailable status on Amazon. Not sure if new move on its way or just manufacturing problems. Could be a little bit of both. Obviously, the big change last year when instead of Warner housing everything, they moved over to Amazon. That caused a lot of issues behind the scenes. I talked to at least one rep from Warner last year. It might have been 2. And yeah, from what I heard, that they're trying to get some of it back the way it used to be, but it is not entirely there yet. Hopefully that gets worked out here soon. This is the Steelbook artwork that is coming to a Best Buy exclusive 4K Steelbook for Dune. We do have the date here. It's going to be January 11th, and as of a couple days ago, this was already available to pre-order. So if you are interested and do not want to miss out on the 4K Steelbook, this is the time to get it. Last I checked, I believe late Wednesday it was still available. been a little busy since Wednesday, as most of you know, I'm sure. Ken, there was a lot of rumors that Warner Archive was phasing out, but at the moment, it appears the Warner Archive is going nowhere. They have been putting out tons of releases. The individual that was in charge of all of their Blu-ray side, he is back in charge. He was gone for almost a full year, and they were basically just getting rid of things that they had in the pipeline. And now that those are all done, he is back and working harder than ever to pump out those releases again. October and November had a ton of releases. December looks to have a few. The list that I've seen of what might be coming in 2022, it looks really promising. So do not count them out yet at all. After Dune, we got another Makeflix exclusive. First time on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS, of course. Revenge of the First Wives. This is a Makeflix Black Friday exclusive, newly digitized and restored from Betacam SP archival elements. Future video unleashes lost mid-90s shot on video over-the-top action thriller, Revenge of the First Wives, with a blast in this restored and remastered edition available this weekend only. Prostitution, drug smuggling, torture, sex slavery, murder. A city faces ruin against the ruthless acts of mafia boss Don Carlo. Employing violent and perverted tactics, he's built a criminal empire on the bodies of anyone who thought they could stop him. The latest casualties in this war, 3 undercover cops. And there is a lot of stuff in this package. A whole lot of features, cast and crew interviews, video release trailers, still gallery, future video trailers. They're giving you a Vimeo streaming copy of this, which Makeflix has not done recently. Very, very interesting that they are doing that. And then they have the DVD version and the VHS version. There is a trailer available, so if you want, you can give that a watch before you make a purchase. Makeflix is doing so much work lately. I'm glad that they are just pumping these titles out. All right, and then we got the specs for the big title from Severin. So 1980's Night of the Demon is available now, obviously, because it's now Black Friday. But this is one that a lot of people have been wanting for a long time. And of course, little spoiler for what's coming later. If you didn't see, we're going to find out about another release of this coming as well. So if you don't know the plot, amid the gush of early 80s low-budget backwoods horror, only one lost classic brought together softcore sex, hardcore violence, satanic sex cults, and a limb-tearing, gut-slinging, dick-ripping beast for the best and bloodiest Bigfoot movie ever made. When a group of anthropology students heads deep into the forest to investigate a series of Sasquatch attacks, they'll discover an immortal brain blast of crazy hermits, mutilated Girl Scouts, interspecies copulation, and one of the goriest final scenes in the whole history of splatter flicks. Jim L. Ball and director James C. Wasson deliver an anti-masterpiece that moves like a bullet, unlike anything you've ever seen, now scanned in 2K from the recently discovered 35mm answer print with over 5.5 hours of special features on 2 different discs. So getting into this, we have an exclusive slipcase, which you can see the art here for the regular Blu-ray wrap. This is the opposite side, and then here is the slip. And this has just a little green kid out of Waco, Texas, interview with producer Jim L. Ball, interview with the director James C. Wasson, interview with cinematographer John Quick, previously unreleased 1964 feature by Jim L. Ball and shot by John Quick, and then disc 2. This is where, in my opinion, this really shines here. We have Cryptid Currency, Transgression, Aggression in Bigfoot Cinema, a video essay by David Coleman, author of the Bigfoot filmography. Tales from the Cryptid, interview with Stephen R. Bissett, co-author of Cryptid Cinema. Deconstructing Patty, interview with William Munns, author of When Roger Met Patty. Interview with Lyle Blackburn, author of Boggy Creek Casebook. And then Ban the Sadist Videos Part 2. And finally, an interview with Ban the Sadist Videos director, Severin Films' the big kahuna himself, David Gregory. This is going to be region free, which is kind of surprising with what we are getting later on here. Jeff, this is at least slightly better than Harry and the Hendersons. So Night of the Demon is coming. Well, now it's here, basically. We just need it to arrive at our doorsteps. I had a big video running down all the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. We don't need to dive into that. Speaking of Vinegar Syndrome, they put out under their VSP line Censor, but we also found out Second Sight is officially releasing that on January 31st. It looks like it's going to have all of the same stuff, most likely, and will be exactly the same. It's still not going to be a 4K. The box set, the art looks great, but there is a lot on there. Let's see. Monday, I was live with Master Chaos and Reject Films. That's not too important. Here's a big thing. As of this week, I don't understand where this came from. I think it was just by doing Vinegar Syndrome stuff this week. We added literally almost 20 to 25% of my entire subscriber base was just added this week. So now, live next Thursday, I'm going to be doing the name pool for who we're going to be giving away the Thing 4K Steelbook that is out of print and going for a lot of money. If you look on eBay, that thing is going from anywhere between $50 to more than $100 in some cases. And you can have an unopened version for free just for being subscribed here. So thank you all for hanging out over the last few months. It has been great. I love seeing us grow. I hope lots of you that are here watching this live tonight have just joined us this week. And I hope I can make tonight entertaining to make you want to come back each and every Thursday. Because in my opinion, I think we do a pretty good show here. We got a really good community. I'm glad you guys are here. Just wanted to say thank you again for that. Hence the Steelbook. So hopefully you're feeling lucky. And next Thursday, we got it. We got it pulled for you. Jeff, no, I don't think it was the Chaos stream. The videos I put out this week, for some reason, hit. I had a couple people post them in some of the Facebook groups, and people loved them. It seems like a lot of people have not gone into details about these subscriptions. So just hearing those numbers and why it was worth it, I think it got a lot of people interested in the channel. And John, yeah, I'm glad to do my job of helping you keep yourself distracted. Exactly this. So yeah, Ken, Hans is right here. The guy who ran Warner Archive was rehired by Warner after they realized they needed him. And supposedly he went right back into his groove and is going at it just as eager as he was before. This is a cool one. Mondo Macabro announced that they are putting out Hotel Fear from 1978. This is coming in 2022. They did announce a couple of other kind of hints, but they were very, very vague, so I didn't include them on here. The sleazy late 70s giallo Hotel Fear is on the way. New restoration taken from the original negative. All other specs will be announced. This is possibly going to go on sale in February, along with possibly other 3 titles that haven't been announced yet, which is a big deal. They have announced 1 or 2 titles for 2022, and they're probably going to be holding those until later releases throughout the year. So going to be a big year for Mondo. And what's crazy, not a lot of people remember this, but in early 2020, Jared was very iffy on if Mondo was even going to be able to continue. So the fact that we've gotten literally bigger releases from them than ever this year, and he is eagerly looking forward to 2022, that's a big deal. It's a big change from what he was just facing a year ago. And then for those of you that have been around even longer than that, obviously a lot of us have, but back in, gosh, I think it was 2018, he was posting about getting death threats from people because he wasn't posting stuff in the mail fast enough. Times change, and I'm glad they do. Be kind. Be kind to who you're buying from. Please remember that all these people involved are all human. And yeah, John, they should be shipping this week, or maybe, or obviously not this week, it's Friday. Next week, or at the latest, the week after. And of course, I did the same thing I did last week and clicked away. All right, so we got official word finally from Arrow that the Shaw Brothers release has been delayed. So in the US, it's been moved to December 28th. In the UK, it's December 20th. Inevitable. So that means most of us will probably not have this in our hands until just after the new year. If MVD does get these out quick, like they do with a lot of Arrow titles, I will admit some of these Arrow titles, they get out 2 or 3 weeks before the release date. they do that with this, I will be very impressed. But yeah, I would not be shocked if we don't have this in our hands by January 10th, something like that. Speaking of things that did not go well this week, one of my pickups this week is the Citizen Kane 4K set. This set is heavy. That was just the first thing I want to mention. It is very heavy. It's like a hefty little brick. For those that don't know, the Blu-ray in this set is shit. After about 30 minutes, the entire film just goes into like this weird milky gray color. And so they recalled it. And at first they did say that you needed to mail in your Blu-ray disc for them to be able to accept it as you needing a replacement. But now, all they're saying is that you need to give them proof that you've destroyed it, which is a whole hell of a lot better. But in return, they're going to be giving you a replacement disc and a $10 coupon for Criterion.com, which I don't mind breaking up a Blu-ray disc for a $10 coupon. Ken, yes, there is a replacement program for 2 of the Mad Max titles that were just released on 4K. I believe they both have audio problems. Don't have a lot of details on those yet. I would not be surprised if we heard about that next week. After the hustle of everything happened this week, I would expect it would be next week. Maximus, I agree that the end result is good, but I know that there are a lot of people that had literally already shipped in their disc by the time that they announced that they would accept the picture, because it did take a day or two for them to say that. I think the final result is great, and I wish more companies did respond like that. But I also think it's kind of hilarious that the first Criterion 4K release needed a replacement program. Just me. Okay, this is where all of the sales begin. So for those of you that don't know, this whole week, Target has had another buy 2, get 1 free sale. I didn't even post about it because it has been nonstop. This is the 3rd buy 2, get 1 free sale from Target in the last month. Amazon kind of matched it, but not really. Their matching lately has been god-awful. But this is from Ronanflix. We're throwing our holiday sale a little early this year. The sale ends on November 30th at midnight. Get 50% off the everyday low sale price on the Haunt and I Spit on Your Grave collector's editions. Price is marked, no code required. But the big thing here, get an extra 35% off of the everyday low sale prices when you spend 50 or more on any of the 70 plus titles in the Christmas in November collection. There's a little discount code here, ho, 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 to put in at checkout, and you get that 35% off. It's a good deal. I tend to really love Ronanflix, and I am happy to discuss with anybody that has never been involved with Ronanflix. They put out a lot of Scorpion releasing stuff, obviously. They are very closely related to them, and they are very high quality. My favorite set from Ronanflix that I've gotten is the Opera 3-disc limited collection, and it's wonderful. If you have not bought from Ronanflix, the one thing I will say about them, they have probably the fastest shipping from any retailer I have ever seen. I have literally put in an order and gotten it on my doorstep within 48 hours. And for any distributor like this, that is crazy pants time. And when I say within 48 hours, we're talking like put in on an afternoon on like a Monday or Tuesday, and then 1 day shipping in between, and then it was there the next morning. It's probably a grand total of, like 40 hours at most. Ridiculous how fast they come in. Scolder, I'm not entirely sure here. I do think that they could have just done with the receipt some sort of proof of purchase. It's crazy that they needed it, but yeah, they needed something, I guess. Ice, I have not talked about the Neon Year 5 set, and I've not decided if I'm going to post about that one yet. It's an interesting one, and it's I don't know. There's a couple films on there that are not great, but it's a decent set. I don't know. I wish it was a little higher quality, and we don't have all the release details on it yet. We don't have the cost or anything like that, at least last time I checked. All right. After the Ronin Flick sale, I put out my recommendation video. That's enough about that. Then we got from 88 Films, Shaolin Mantis is coming in March to the UK and the US. We are getting Kung Fu Bob artwork, English mono, Mandarin mono, Hong Kong poster artwork, newly translated English subs, awesome. Audio commentary with Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. Audio commentary with Frank Zhang, Complicated Families, David West on Shaolin Mantis. An interview with John Chung, US trailer and the Hong Kong trailer. Just another great Shaw Brothers release from them. And speaking of Shaw Brothers releases and Asian film, Umbrella announced that they are releasing The Big Boss from 1971 with Bruce Lee, and they are adding a new collection called The Films of Fury. This is coming out in January 2022, and it's going to bring some of the best martial arts cinema to your screens on Blu-ray with exclusive special features, O-ring packaging, meaning slipcover, and artwork. The Volume 1 will follow the story of Chang Chowan, a Chinese young man who works in an ice factory in Bangkok. The factory owner is known as a prominent figure in overseas Chinese society, but in secret, he's an underground boss operating a huge chain of vice dens. A lot of people have seen this, obviously. It's been released a few times before, but Umbrella releasing it is pretty interesting, especially if they can do really good scans, really good features. Unfortunately, Umbrella doesn't seem too interested in a lot of that lately. Dave says there's no Target in Canada. Walmart and Best Buy treating physical media as an afterthought. Very little stock of anything. Very disappointing. Yeah, that's a problem for sure, and it's going down in a lot of different places. I mean, Target, most of the people that are buying from the buy two get one sale, they're not getting them in store. They're getting them shipped to their house. Ken asked, did I grab the German release from Diabolic for Knight Errant? We need more Jimmy Wang Yu on blue. One-arm boxer from Eureka and Chinese boxer from 88 are must-owns. Yes, those last two are must-owns. I was not able to get Knight Errant. I think Flip, my co-host on Tuesdays, I think he was able to. John likes Big Boss. Nice. Let's see. Last night, I was live with Mr. Cult of Cinema himself. Obviously, that's still up for you to watch. Okay, here we go. Everybody ready to break into the Vinegar Syndrome wonderful party that we had starting last night. So we are getting Ebola Syndrome in 4K. Now, I'm not usually one to toot my own horn, but man, I have been guessing that Ebola Syndrome is what was coming since the Flash pre-order phase. I don't know how I got it. It just sounded right, and I'm glad it fit, and I'm glad it's here. I hope this opens a lot of doors. But for those of you that don't know, this is a wonderful, wonderful movie. Kai is a violent fugitive on the run from the law. Making his way from Hong Kong to South Africa, he begins a new life working at a small Chinese restaurant. When he joins his boss on a work trip through the African savannah, he encounters a remote African tribe afflicted with the Ebola virus. After attacking a young woman from the tribe, he contracts the virus, but to his surprise, he discovers that he's immune to the deadly disease. His ruthlessness emboldened, Kai returns to Hong Kong, thus setting into motion a blood-spewing and bodily fluids oozing nightmare. This is an incredibly gory film, and I'm glad that we're getting it. This is going to be great. The big thing here is that I believe this is the first Hong Kong title to be released in the States in 4K. Now, I will say this has very few features for such a big title. We are getting a new introduction by the director, new interview with Herman Yao, that is the director, a brand new featurette with Herman Yao on the difficulties of translating Cantonese into English. One that I'm super interested in, archival interview with Herman Yao and Anthony Wong. By the way, Anthony Wong is the one on the top right here. He is the main star of Unearthed Films' The Untold Story release from earlier this year, I believe. It came out this year. And he is an incredible actor. He is amazing. And for The Untold Story, I believe he won an award over there that it's basically akin to their Oscar. And he is basically a great genre film actor and is amazing. I cannot wait for more people to see this. But the big thing here, this is a brand new commentary with Sam Deegan. That is more than enough for me. This is the front of the slip. Here is the back. Yeah, this set is going to be just absolutely beautiful. Any thoughts on Ebola Syndrome? Let's see. John says, light on extras, but Sam Deegan commentary. Exactly. Will be the really only context you need. Super excited. Ken thinks Bruce Lee films will be on 4K within 3 years. Let me see. If I remember right, the Criterion Bruce Lee set, I think that was in 4K scans. And if so, it should be a lot easier for them to do that if they could just go do an HDR pass. Yeah, I would not be surprised if in 3 years that they were all, probably not obviously all of them, but most of the good ones would be on 4K. The other mystery title that we got from Vinegar Syndrome is Steel and Lace. The tag on the front here says, she's tough, she's tender, she's all woman and all machine, a deadly combination. This is a beautiful slip, and then here is the back of it. This is one that I am, if you watch my video that I put out today, I am betting this is going to be the big unsung hero of the Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday sale for 2021. I feel like this is going to hit a lot of people, and they're going to look back on it with great fondness. After her attackers go free, Gailey Morton, the victim of a vicious assault, commits suicide. Her vengeful brother, brilliant robotics engineer and scientist Dr. Albert Morton, decides to use his skills to exact vengeance, transplanting his sister's brain into a humanoid cyborg. With bone-crushing strength and an array of built-in torture devices, Albert begins sending Gailey on a series of missions to violently do away with the men who wronged her. This is just an interesting take on the rape revenge films. Very, very curious to see this. I don't believe I've ever seen this one, but it sounds incredible. But more importantly, the trailer made it look great. This is new scan in 2K from the 35 Inner Positive, presented in its intended aspect ratio and an improper but more commonly seen aspect ratio. There's a commentary track with the director, an extended making of doc featuring director Ernest Farino, producer John Schulweiler, co-writer Joseph Doherty, co-writer Dave Edison, cinematographer Thomas Calloway, composer John Massari, casting director Ira Belgrade, editor Christopher Roth, and special effects artist Roy Nyrim, alongside actors Stacey Hyduck, David Naughton, the big name, John DeMita, Hank Garrett, and Paul Lieber. Extensive behind-the-scenes photo gallery, and of course, reversible artwork and subtitles round this out. This sounds and looks fantastic. Coming up after Steel and Lace was the 2 VSA releases. This is one that did not surprise most people that have been paying attention. The Tiger Claws trilogy is coming, and that is what is featuring Cynthia Rothrock. Produced by actor and martial artist Jalal Mary, the Tiger Claw series has become a staple for the straight-to-video martial arts movies of the 90s. Complete with gunfights, fistfights, and the occasional car explosion. Just LOL. What sets the Tiger Claw series apart from other action films of the era are the appreciation for the martial arts and their focus on mysticism. Featuring strong performances from Cynthia Rothrock, as well as genre favorites Bolo Young, Carter Wong, and Harry Malk, Vinegar Syndrome Archive is proud to present the Tiger Claw series on Blu-ray for the first time ever, scanned in 4K from the OCNs. Awesome, awesome. The big thing, new commentary tracks with the producer and actor Jalal Mary for all 3 films. Making of doc on Tiger Claws with Cynthia Rothrock and Jalal Mary. A making of doc on Tiger Claws 2 and a making of doc on Tiger Claws 3. Both the same with both of those contributors. Original trailers for all 3. Again, as usual, double-sided poster. Limited to 5,000, reversible artwork, and subs. This is the front of the big slipcase they use. And this is the classic, very 90s heavy back that they're using. To me, this is like the quintessential VSA title. I'm glad we're getting it. 3 titles in one is always great budget. It is a little pricier than the other VSAs, but not by a whole lot, especially when you consider everything that you're getting. You're getting 3 full films. You're getting 3 commentaries. making of doc for all three. You're getting some interviews, still getting the poster, still getting the hard slipcase. This looks and sounds fantastic. But then the first one that I'm sort of let down by, we are getting TC 2000 with Bolo Young, Jalal Mary, and the man himself, Billy Blanks, who can never act. So this is the front of the main slip here, and the back, the very, very 90s heavy back. And pay attention to the tagline here. The year is 2020. Oh, Lord. He's mostly human and totally invincible until now. Yeah, this is region-free, newly scanned, restored in 4K from the OCN. New commentary track with Jalal Mary and actor Billy Blanks. Just shocked that he was free to do that. Orgy of Action, an interview with Jalal Mary. Jason Takes the Underworld, an interview with Billy Blanks. Archival Electronics press kit and behind-the-scenes footage. Same double-sided poster, limited edition to 5,000. Does anybody remember this? Has anybody seen this? I am not excited for this one at all. This is one, even the trailer itself does not look great. It looks incredibly boring. This is one that, you know, the VSA line has some great titles and a couple of duds. And unfortunately, I think this is going to end up in that second category. Skolder, that's his thoughts on this one. John says he thinks Master Chaos is doing a live thing with this tomorrow. He probably is. Chaos does that all the time. After TC 2000, we got the bonus box that we were getting and the catalog slipcovers. So, of course, those ended up being the films of Rudy Ray Moore, just like I speculated. Here is the front of the box. And here is the box opening. And there is the back of the box. The art on this, just absolutely impeccable. I think this is perfect to encapsulate what these four films are all about. Glad they did this. It is something that's going to be interesting. The only thing that is tough for me is I actually, you can see part of my Vinegar Syndrome collection. My hand's not visible, but all behind me here. And I am one of the idiots that organized by catalog number. How am I going to do this if they're not all together? Because Dolomite is further up in the catalog than the other three. Yeah, this box is great. Glad they're doing it. But then we got catalog slipcovers for Graduation Day. Obviously, this is a huge, huge title to get a slip for. A lot of people, as I said in my video today, a lot of people only heard about Vinegar Syndrome because they originally released Graduation Day. This was a big title when they originally did this. So to finally have a slip, it's nice. It's something that a lot of people have been clamoring for. This is the front. I really like this. And by the sort of 3D look down here, I'm willing to bet that the blood here is embossed. The backside here is super nice. This is just really great. Really gets the tone of the film, which not all Vinegar Syndrome slips do. This one does a great job of it. But then my favorite of the three new slips, not my favorite film, but the favorite of the three slips, I, for some reason, love this slip for Don't Answer the Phone. Really like the tone that they went on it. The red and black really looks good. And then the white just pops there for the title. But the back is what really got me. This is really nice. The slightly little overshadowed art really just screams that skeezy, gross feeling that a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles has. I'm glad that they did this. This movie is, again, it's not top tier Vinegar Syndrome, but it is good enough. And a lot of people like this one. So if you haven't seen it, this is the perfect time to get it. Yeah, this is going to be a nice one. Let's see. There you go. Chemical Ninja says TC 2000 is free on YouTube. I'm going to have to give that one a watch. John got this slip. Nice. Skolder says he has Graduation Day and Frightmare. You must be doing the slasher classics. I've got some of those. I'm looking possibly to not be as deep into the slasher classics moving forward. Then the last one we got is my least favorite. It's not terrible, but my least favorite. This is Frightmare. This one really reminds me, for some reason, when I look at it, of, let's see, is it close? Here it is. It has the same vibe, in my opinion, as Count Dracula's Great Love. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger. So, obviously not exactly the same, but very, very similar. I do think these are the same artists. Super interesting that they went for something so similar. If that's your style, by all means, go for it. I would say I think the movie is actually better than the slip here. This is the front. I actually like the back better. Let's take a look at that. This is the outstretched hand, bird on the head. Looks really good on the back. Yeah, I think this is a nice choice. Obviously, they only have so many catalog titles that they can go back into and release slips for. I'm curious now, and I think I brought this up on stream on Tuesday. Maybe it was with Aaron. I'm curious if they're ever going to go back and release the adult title slips for some of the ones that are on Blu-ray but don't have a slip. That would be interesting. And if they do have their big adult sale in February like they have the last couple of years, it'd be the perfect time to do it. Okay, then we got some of the merch. Let's go over some of the merch here. So we have the I Heart New York Ninja shirt. I and many others, we did say that this was likely coming. Let me make this a little bigger for a moment. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it's here. I'm honestly surprised we didn't get more New York Ninja merch. We did get a signed poster. We did get this, but not a whole lot else. I'm also surprised that it's a black t-shirt rather than a white t-shirt like you see in the film. But it looks really good. I love the font that they went with for Ninja, obviously. They released a Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday pin. Obviously, this is to highlight Flesh for Frankenstein. I will admit, enamel pins are a little pricey, including this one. We also have an actual Flesh for Frankenstein pin. I love this pin, though. Really well designed. Liking the art on it. I hope some people take a look at this. Vinegar Syndrome always has pretty high quality pins. This is no different. Then we got the controversial merch that was released for this one. The new arrival stand. They had been sending these out to places like Orbit DVD, and I think Grindhouse Video had got one maybe. And then I know one other store had also gotten it, that they were using it. From what I hear, they actually sent one to Australia for a store down there as well. But then they gave one of these away recently, and somebody in the Facebook groups won it. She is very happy with it, said it was high quality. But that high quality comes with a price, and a lot of people are not happy with that price. This thing is selling right now for $150. I get it to a point. It takes a lot to make something like this, to design it, to laser cut it if it's laser cut. It's made of plastic and actual wood. It looks wonderful. Not taking that away, but $150 for something that says new arrivals is really high. Curious to see if anybody in the room got it. Let me know if you did. Let me know what you think. We also got, like I said, the I Heart New York Ninja signed print. Glad they did that. This is obviously going to be iconic artwork, so I'm glad that we have it, are able to frame that. New York Ninja soundtrack on cassette and CD. Last I checked, I believe the CD was sold out, and I think the cassette was either about to be or was already sold out. And then we also got Deadly Games, the soundtrack on vinyl. This is from another company, Vinegar Syndrome themselves was just distributing it, I believe. But lots of new stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Let's see here. Nerd got the Deadly Games vinyl, My Ninja t-shirt, and New York Ninja t-shirt, the New York Ninja CD soundtrack. Jeff, don't tempt me. Chemical Ninja says, are the Tiger Claws good movies, or are they fallen so good it's bad? Corey, so bad that it's good category. It depends. If you're super into martial arts, I think that they are decent. I don't think I've ever seen the third one. I know I've seen at least the first two. I remember them being fun. It's been quite a long time since I've seen them now, but Cynthia Rothrock is genuinely good And if you are into Cynthia Rothrock, I think you'll like it. Yeah, that's basically as far as it goes. Yes, a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles are so bad that it's good, but I honestly think that this slate is very heavy on the good. And yeah, that's just not me saying, just good things. New York Ninja soundtrack went fast. Yes, it did. 150 for 2 rows of movies. Yes. And the 2 rows can really only hold, let's see, if you stand them upright, you can probably get 4, 8, 16-ish. Yeah, 16-ish titles on here. And they're all stacked together, so you can really only highlight a couple of the pieces of art. It's I don't know. This one's hard because it really is a premium piece. Obviously, nobody needs this. It's just really to highlight if you're a huge Vinegar Syndrome fan, which obviously I am, and I would love to have something like this, but I don't know that $150 would love to have something like this. This one's tough. All right. Then, obviously, we got 2 more titles from partner labels. From AGFA, we got the second Smut Without Smut title. This is Satanic Horror Night. This is Light Your Black Candles and Start the Chant. Culled from 16mm prints found in Something Weird's attic. Smut Without Smut is an exclusive feature-length mixtape curated by the Lucifer-worshipping maniacs at AGFA. Best viewed during the witching hour at a haunted drive-in, this mixtape features Smut Without Smut versions of 6 Satan-themed full-length features, as well as trailers, commercials, and ephemera from the vaults. Watch demon killers wearing makeup in the style of the band Kiss. See sacrificial rites performed on kitchen tables. Observe credits like co-starring Raquel Belch. Dreamy, outrageous, and filled with naked people wearing velvet capes. Smut Without Smut, Satanic Horror Night is a spicy treat for those souls who are brave enough to jump into the fire. Plus, follow your destiny to the dark side with uncut versions of Sacrilege, The Devil Inside Her, and Satan's Lust. Just wow. 264 minutes combined between all of them. There is obviously the feature-length mixtape featuring all of them together. Uncut versions of 3 of them, and then English subs. Here is the front of the slip. Here is the back. The first one seemed to do really well for AGFA, so I'm glad that they're doing a second one. John, 100% agree here. The stand from Vinegar Syndrome is a hell of a lot better than the autographed diaper from Dark Force. Partner label titles were disappointing, John. I get that. One's basically just a re-release for a slip. That's the hard part. And I did it again. And the re-release, here it is. Summer of Fear from Wes Craven, starring Linda Blair. This is a chilling cult classic. Follows a country family of 5 who take in cousin Julie, whose parents recently died in a car crash. While the rest of the family and those around them are completely charmed by Julie, teenage daughter Rachel grows suspect that her cousin has an alternative agenda, one that might include witchcraft. Just so you're aware, this is coming from Music Box Films. This was released here just a couple of years ago and has been on Blue for a while. This release is exactly the same, just with the slipcover on it. And like I said in my video today, if you are interested in this and you want the slip, I'm sorry, but this is long sold out. They put out 1,000 copies of this, and it sold out before I even got out of bed this morning, which is crazy. I don't understand it. This is, obviously, it's a Wes Craven title, so that contributes to a lot of it, but it's just a brand new slipcover. I don't know, but it's gone. Most likely, there are going to be copies of this on eBay. In fact, there probably already are copies of this on eBay. Don't go paying aftermarket prices for this. They will not release any more copies of this slip, but it's just not worth it. It's just a slip. Okay, I keep thinking we're done, but then, oh man, we get more and more from Vinegar Syndrome. Every year when they announce their subscription, they release a lot of titles to get people to subscribe to the next year of Vinegar Syndrome. So here is what we're getting. In January, 4 releases total, with Dead Heat coming on 4K, Curfew, Master of the World, and a Forgotten Jolly box set. That's volume number 4, which will have Arabella Black Angel and 2 other Perverse Treasures. So we already have the entire January lineup aware for us, other than the 2 other titles in the Forgotten Jolly set. Good looking month. Looks great. In February, we're getting Hard Rock Zombies, one I'm definitely looking forward to, a supernatural horror thriller, and a beloved piece of Universal Pictures financed weirdness. March of 2022, 3 releases total. This is a 4K double feature and 2 more Blu-rays. In April, 3 total, including the 4K premiere of an action-packed 80s exploitation classic and 2 horror Blu-rays. I don't know why I clicked that button, so the proper one. In May, we are getting 5 releases total. Obviously, that will be the halfway to Black Friday sale. We're getting the worldwide 4K Blu-ray debut of Thriller, A Cruel Picture. And we're going to talk about that one in depth in just a second. Plus another 4K, a Blu-ray double feature that we've been working on for years, and 2 other gems, which will include 2 halfway to Black Friday surprise titles. June, obviously, it's going to be a partner label only month. July will have 3 total, 3 horror and exploitation Blu-rays. That's it. August will have 4 releases, including a 4K debut of a 70s horror classic, Shriek of the Mutilated, and a duo of 80s sci-fi action and Blu-rays. Sci-fi and action Blu-rays. So this is where this gets a little interesting. So Thriller, A Cruel Picture, is coming on 4K, 4K Blu-ray on the worldwide debut. People that have been paying attention know that Thriller was just announced on Blu-ray from Synapse to be coming, I believe, in February, literally last week or the week before. From what I'm hearing, Synapse may have never had the rights to be able to put it out on Blu-ray, and that entire release is now canceled. If you notice, the Diabolic pre-order for that has now been pulled. They are not offering any more pre-orders for that title. Obviously, Synapse has not come out and said that it has been pulled specifically, but the word around the boardroom is that Vinegar Syndrome had the rights and no one else did. I am hoping that this has all of the versions of this film. Obviously, there's a couple different versions that people know out there, some with hardcore inserts, others without. But this is a big deal because it's coming on 4K and Blu-ray for the first time. Stendhal is asking, is there a sale on the site specifically for partner labels during Partner Label Month? No, those are on sale like right now during Black Friday. They are on sale right now. The only thing that makes it a Partner Label Month is that partner labels will be the only titles released during that month. So, for example, next week on December 3rd, we are getting announcements for December partner label titles, and those are the only ones. But also, in the entire month of December, you will not be able to order any Vinegar Syndrome titles from their site. The only ones you will be able to get are the partner label releases. And then on January 1st, the entire site will open back up, and you'll be able to get all of them, all Vinegar Syndrome, all partner labels, and all of that. Same with June. It will be, basically the site will be shut down after the halfway to Black Friday sale. It'll open around the 1st of June, and then it will be only partner labels for the entire month, open again on July 1st for everybody. And then we'll get the announcements, of course. So that was up through August. And then the rest of the month, October, we are getting 4 total releases, including Homegrown Horrors Volume 2 with Moonstalker and 2 other gems, 2 4K debuts of 80s horror creature horror classics, plus 1 more Never on Blue horror film. November, 3 horror or horror adjacent 4Ks, including some Never on Disc titles and 2 additional blues, and that will include 2 Black Friday surprise titles as usual. And then again, of course, December, no releases because it will be a partner labels only month. I believe, let me make sure before I say that, we won't go on yet, but yes, that was everything from Vinegar Syndrome. It's a lot to take in at first, and that's why, I think I've put out 3 videos just on Vinegar Syndrome this week. There is so much there. If you have any questions, I am more than happy to talk about them. I can show releases. I can, give some opinions. The video I put out today does give my opinion on the announced titles. The big thing to know, Ebola Syndrome on 4K, that's a big deal. It doesn't feel like a Vinegar Syndrome title to me, but I am glad that they're doing it because I know that they will put love and energy into it. John says, watch out. Dawn of the Disc probably already leaked those mystery titles. I would not put it past him. So yeah, Ebola Syndrome looks good. The other mystery title I think is going to be the big gem. VSAs, one of them we knew, and well, basically we could pretty much figure it out. And that one's good. The other one, probably a big letdown. The partner labels, kind of one of them is just a re-release. The other one, depending on what you like, Agfa Smut Without Smut is it's an interesting line, but they are very they're very like less than B grade films, I would say. Chemical Ninja says it bothers me when companies don't put the effort on disc art. I gotta be honest, I've never noticed that on Vinegar Syndrome. Do they let that go? I think I've got some within arm's reach here, but everything I'm seeing is partner labels because that's the last thing I talked about. I think they put some disc art on there, don't they? Let's see. I've got Deadline right here. I'm going to open up Deadline. Ken is asking, was there any hint on the Universal title? There is no hint on the Universal title, although... oh, yeah. See, there's some disc art. Here's disc art on Deadline. I will say... I don't know the Universal title, but I have been told a couple rumors, and if the rumors are true, I think it's going to be a very interesting year because of the Universal. There might be a Universal agreement in place. I will say that much. I don't have confirmation I can say or be able to give any real confirmation on any titles or anything like that. But from what I hear, we could be getting some good Universal titles, which is why that the subscription price might be a little higher than we were expecting. Let's see. Since Vinegar Syndrome is tapping into the disturbing movies category with Ebola, which disturbing movies would you like Vinegar Syndrome to put out in the future? See, this one's hard because a lot of the disturbing and like extra gory, more underground, grimy films, a lot of them didn't have great elements or they were shot on video. And Vinegar Syndrome does not release anything that was shot on video. It would have to be a partner label. So if Vinegar Syndrome is putting out like Ebola Syndrome, it would have to be something that is, something that would line up with them, that was shot on film, that they can restore, that they can get rights to, that has good elements. And that is a lot to line up perfectly, which is just wild that we get so many releases from them every month anyways. I mean, 2022 here, from what they're saying, we are guaranteed 38 titles. That's a stacked year for Vinegar Syndrome. And that's not even counting VSAs, VSUs, VSPs, partner labels, everything else. 38 titles from this one label is quite a lot. And a lot of them are 4K. We're getting multiple box sets. There is so much here. John says he'd like to see Raped by an Angel. The guinea pig movies, I've also heard that wouldn't be a possibility. I won't say why. Talking about studio releases, completely agree. Yeah, there's a lot of them that they don't even try. Sam Deegan talked about Cat 3 craziness. It's her new obsession. Not to mention, I believe she really loves Anthony Wong, the guy from Untold Story and Ebola Syndrome. Any chance we could get Madman 4K since they won't put out a slip for it? Well, first of all, I don't think they've ever said they won't put out a slip for it. They just haven't gotten to it yet, and they will eventually, I'm sure. I just wanted to pull my copy to see if it said any details about the restoration on the back here. This doesn't say if it was a 4K or a 2K. So if it was a 4K, oh, there it goes, newly restored in 4K from the OCN. Yeah, it's very possible. They've already scanned it in 4K. If they did an HDR pass, it would work. They could put it out there. I think the elements on that one, they look good enough. I don't think there's any reason they couldn't. Hey, Reservoir fella, what's going on? Glad to have you. Wasn't there a rumor VS might bring back some VSAs, but without slip and poster? It was not a rumor. They changed the wording. If you look under the pictures and all the information at the top of the VSA page, the information below it used to just say, this is a limited title. Once it sells out, it's gone forever. We don't sell this online through other stores and won't be in stores or anything like that. But these new ones, they say, once these are gone, we may issue a standard release later. So it's an interesting one. It's a change that some people are going to be pissed off about because of the I have a limited title that you don't aspect. But I don't really agree with that. I don't understand why people think like that. It's film. Let's all just love and appreciate film together. Ken says Universal better put out Nurse Betty and Robin Williams, Kurt Russell, and Best of Times. Yeah, this would be the best time to do it. A lot of companies are going to those back catalogs. It's perfect time. Ash says thoughts on the Severin Folk Horror box set. It is my personal most anticipated release of the year. I cannot wait to see it. Obviously, the odds are we probably will not have it in hand before 2022. And I say that having been told that they have been testing discs and are thinking that they might have it out in hands much sooner than 2022. But obviously, those days are counting down every single day now. So we'll see. I'd love to see them put out a nice edition of Ichi the Killer, Tetsuo, Uzumaki, and a few other weird Japanese titles. I would love that. I'd be all about that. I don't see Welgo letting go of some of those titles if they can hold on to the rights. And then, of course, Tetsuo was, a lot of those titles were tied up with Arrow, Uzumaki maybe. I would love just to see them get into more Asian cinema. I think that they could do great. And I think it would bring a new fan base to Vinegar Syndrome. That's always a good thing. I don't want Vinegar Syndrome to double dip much, but Madman 4K would be ideal. Yeah, Madman 4K would look great. It's a very dark movie, so the HDR would help quite a lot. And yet, I don't love the I don't love the double dipping either, especially with something like Sex World. Vinegar Syndrome put out DVD, Blu-ray, limited edition Blu-ray, and 4K. Like, that's crazy. A lot of those are already out on Blue. Tetsuo's out by Arrow, exactly. Surprised Vinegar Syndrome hasn't attempted to release the Darkman trilogy. That is already out from elsewhere, though. Darkman, I believe, already has a 4K release, and then Darkman 2 and 3 is already out on Scream Factory. Yeah, I don't see any reason why they would necessarily. And they're still in print, as far as I'm aware. Eyes of Fire is my favorite straight-up horror from the 80s. Can't wait. It's going to be so great. Fun City Editions. Hopefully they got some Universal titles through the deal. All I know is their first title of 2022 is getting announced on January 1st. So get yourself ready. Did I already talk about perhaps even the return of an old favorite series from Vinegar Syndrome's earliest days? I have not. I've been trying to decode that myself. And the only thing that I can think of is their Drive-In Collection series. But if they've come out and said that they're not doing DVDs, are they going to change this over to Blu-ray? I'm not sure. This is it's an interesting series. It's really, I mean, some of them are very low quality. I could see them doing it. I don't know. I just know that they're not doing DVDs anymore, so it's an interesting idea. Ice, I love that I missed out on most of the VSAs up to House of Usher since I got into them late. Yeah, that's always tough. Yeah, that's the big thing. I don't. I think I mentioned this last night with Aaron. I don't understand why Severin has the Nun. We've been calling it the Nundle, the Nun Bundle, the Folk Horrors box set, Black Friday, and then big titles in January, all bunched together in a span of like 45 days, 50 days. Why do that? Me thinking if I own that company, you'd want to spread that out a little bit, unless they have something big in store for February or March. So if that's the case, we might have some really interesting ideas to look forward to here soon. Mondo, here's where I disagree a little bit. There's always reason for things to be on 4K. If we can restore it better, we should. Yeah, I own it as well. It's a great release. Okay, moving on from Vinegar Syndrome. If you got more questions, keep them coming. You know I'm happy to answer everything. Going next up to Speak of the Devil, here is Arrow, coming from them in February. So in February, we are getting Don't Go in the House. If you read the entire announcement here, Severin Films has their name all over this. Obviously, Severin is releasing it as well in January. I believe it's January, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, their name is all over this. They did most of the features. We have the new restoration done by Severin. Everything is here that is the same, I believe. Let me confirm. I don't remember seeing the word exclusive on any of these. Yeah, I think it's the exact same thing, just released in the UK rather than the US. So if you want the Arrow release, this is here. And you can't see it here because I put it on later, but this is one of the art styles. We do have an exclusive slip that you can get. They also announced on February 28th in the UK, not in the US, we are getting Phenomena from Dario Argento in 4K with the wonderful Jennifer Connelly. This is one of the art styles. Here is the other. You'll notice they got the Creepers poster down here. Really nice announcement. Let's see. Black Emmanuel for February. That would be wonderful. Scolder. This is the other one I was thinking. 5 movies, another 5 years. I'm hoping that that does get announced. And I brought this up on Aaron's stream last night, that those 5 films, 5 years, they came out just about 5 years ago. By the end of 2022, it will have been 5 years since those last ones came out. So I would not be surprised if those were the ones. Obviously, they probably wouldn't say 10 films, 10 years, because it would be crazy to put 10 of those DVD titles on a couple Blu-rays in a release there. Severin was on fire recently. This is from Planet Mondo. Their Black Friday titles were pretty awful, though. What? Night of the Demon was the only one I was interested in. Man, I implore you to take another look at their Black Friday releases, because I would say this is a better representation of Severin than a lot of what they put out recently. Not that was the wrong way to say that. Let me walk that back before you jump down my throat. Their last few sale packages, I think, were a little less Severin than this one is. And I think that these are a lot more exciting, very Severin, especially with the video nasties aspect. Yeah, there's a lot. Like I pointed out, Black Emmanuel for February, that would be nice, could be. Severin really stacked their work plate for themselves, certainly, and then they're going to be shipping them out as part of that faux core bundle if you got it. What titles were in the VS early pre-order package? If you order the early pre-order, that was Flesh for Frankenstein, Trauma from Argento, Creature, and then Ebola Syndrome, and the other mystery title that somehow I'm already forgetting the name of it since I had never seen it before. Was it Steel and Lace? Yep, Steel and Lace. Okay, Don't Go in the House is January. Good. Encoding will probably be better on Arrows. Ken, this one's interesting. I would not be surprised if it was actually the exact same disc, just like they did with the Hodorowski set with ABCKO or ABKCO, whatever the company is. It was the exact same disc, just with a different logo on it. The only thing that changed on that disc was instead of Arrow's music and name showing up before, it was the other companies. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was identical. Arrow has another PUHD coming in March. I am also guessing Pieces. That would be a big deal. Aaron, yeah, is very against Ebola Syndrome, and I don't understand why. I'm very excited about it. What did I get from Severin? I wanted the Dick Demon bundle, or the Dick Demon, and I ended up getting the Dick Demon. I may go in and add the entire bundle if it's still available, because that's what I really wanted last night. I wanted to get all 7. I'm a sucker for the merch. You know that, I'm sure. I really want all of those pieces, but again, nothing from Severin is actually limited except for one of the titles. So I'm not sure. Going back to Arrow, we are also getting Lies and Deceit. This is a US and UK and Canada title. Lies and Deceit, 5 films by Claude Chabrol. Too often overlooked and undervalued, he was the first of the Cahiers du Cinema critics to release a feature film and would be among the most prolific. The sneaky anarchist of the French New Wave, he embraced genre as a means of lifting the lid on human nature. Nothing is sacred and nothing is certain in the films of Claude. Anything can be corrupted and usually will be. I got to admit here, I don't know that I'd ever heard this name before. So this is an intriguing one for me. There is, I believe, 5 different titles in here, and it looks really interesting. This obviously would have been probably an Arrow Academy set, but Arrow Academy no more. This is going to come out on Arrow Video. Only merch John got was the Diodato book. And that book, by the way, I don't know if Severin sold out on it yet, but if they are not, obviously go for it. But Fab Press was still selling it, and it was cheap, even though that was coming from overseas. It was, I think it was like $40 shipped. I'd have to take another look, but it was very cheap. Next one from Arrow. In the US, Canada, and UK, we are getting Deadly Games. This is coming in Blu-ray, a 2K restoration from the original camera negative. Keep in mind, this is Deadly Games, period. This is not Dial Code Santa Claus. This is not anything like that, even though it had a similar title. This is a masked maniac with a penchant for a horror-themed board game is playing his own twisted game with the women of a small American town. Each time the dice is rolled, another victim meets a grisly end. Returning home to mourn the death of her murdered sister, Keegan befriends local cop Roger and oddball cinema projectionist Billy, but soon finds herself in the killer's sights. This one, I believe I've seen this one, and I'm glad we are getting this finally. Lots on here. Only guaranteed with the first pre-order, as usual, is a fully illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing by Amanda Reyes, and also we have this alternative slip. Looks really good. Again, glad we're getting it. But this was the big Arrow announcement today. Let's see what else. Is the Forbidden Door as good as it looks in its trailer? I have seen, I believe, the first half of the Forbidden Door. If you're really interested to see what to think of the Forbidden Door, my friend Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, you should look up his channel. He just recently put out a review of the Forbidden Door because I believe the title is Indonesian, and it is one that he definitely recommends. So if you want some details on it, he doesn't get into spoilers. It's a very good review. Highly suggest you go over to that channel. I definitely did not get the mask. I got to be honest, it's a very good mask. It looks very high quality, looks nice, but no, I did not want the mask. It's a nice mask, but not a $150 nice mask. It is sold out, and but I really wanted his autograph since I doubt he will. Okay, here's the thing: the Fab Press one was also autographed, and it was still only like $40 shipped. Crazy. Ken says he found Deadly Games on YouTube and wasn't too impressed with it. Interesting. Couch says good lineup from Arrow. I think it's all right. Let's see. Eric says Chabrol is definitely worth checking out. Not necessarily familiar with these particular films, though. Interesting. So I wonder if it was an odd choice for them to put this out, or maybe it could be a clue that a second volume is coming, perhaps. Michael was so pissed already with Cox fucking him this Severin. Yeah. If you order the book from Fab, it doesn't have... Yes, they did have autographed copies for sure. It was not just limited to Severin. No, John, they certainly had some at Fab Press. I don't know if they're sold out now as well, but they had some. The big thing, it was limited for Severin in the U.S. Fab Press was selling theirs from overseas. Arrow and the American Werewolf in London, name a better duo, that's for sure. But, I mean, John's got a better answer. Blue Underground and Zombie. Vinegar Syndrome and Sex World. I love all those cheeky responses. Anyways, I love these statue type releases, and I got to admit the Arrow release of American Werewolf in London was already really good, but I'm really hoping for this. They do not reuse the other American Werewolf in London 4K transfers. They had some DNR, and I would love to see a better transfer. Obviously, Arrow is close with everybody for this, and I'm sure if they could work it out, they'd be thrilled to do a 4K presentation on this. And if they have their old scan, hell, do an HDR pass on it, make it work. I'd love to see it. But we don't even have a release date on this, as far as I was aware. All it said was coming soon, and that they were going to be putting out more stripped down versions of the UHDs for this in both the UK and the US. This is exclusive to Zavvi, of course, at the moment. Limited edition resin-based statuette features a fantastic sculpt of the famous transformation hand midway through turning into the beast, which in turn is set into a London Underground-themed base referencing the first kill of the unlucky late-night office worker, and featuring a See You Next Wednesday movie poster, a movie title gag used by John Landis in almost all of his films to date. Awesome. Here is some of that alt artwork we have. Oh, no, I'm sorry. First, this is Synapse is doing Phenomena in 4K for the US. Here is the cover art that they went with. It looks like the picture I used got cut off for some reason. That sucks. The art looks pretty damn good, I think, for a Synapse piece. Everything, however, is done in conjunction with Arrow and looks identical. That is a big deal. A lot of people are going to want this, but keep in mind, 4K is region free. So at this point, you can just choose where to spend your money. You can choose Synapse, you can choose Arrow. No real difference other than what you're looking for. This is what I was getting at. This is alternate artwork for Phenomena and 4K. For Arrow, they are putting out one of the boxes with the actual Creepers title. This is what was used in the US, making 3 possible choices for artwork. They've got the original art, they have the Creepers art, and then they have the new art. And then there's also alternate artwork for Don't Go in the House. This is, in my opinion, Severin is doing the same slipcover for them, just a different title there with Arrow. Obviously, they're not going to put Severin on there. But I think this is the best slipcover that's come out in a long time. I'm glad Severin and Arrow are both using these. This is a harrowing slipcover, to say the least. Let's see. Air 4444, the hardest name in all labels, announced their next will go live in December to buy or pre-order. Awesome. I had heard from someone else that one of their titles that they had announced that they were working on was so expensive that they had to team up with another label to release it in the UK. So I'm curious if it will get announced for both at the same time. So that'll be an interesting one. Eric says, I lied. I've seen 16 Chabrol films, including 4 of the ones on this set. Remember enjoying most of his films, but haven't seen them in 20 to 25 years. That's still a hell of a memory. Awesome. Yeah, Ice, the only reason it was so quick is because all the work was done by Arrow. Maybe via you, sure, but you're not the supplier of information. Come on. You're just the teammate. Thanks, Flip. All right, now we can break into all of the other sales. I have talked about Oscilloscope on here many, many times before. They are doing, let's see, everything we do is for the family, but guess what? You are family. Use code Black Friday 21 and save 50% on all of their DVDs and Blu-rays, 20% off almost everything else. There's a bunch of new gorgeous items this year, including tube socks, funky new pins, and a whole line of kids' clothes. They're even discounting their glorious Krampus sweater, which I got to admit, it does look pretty cool. You want to hear the fun part? We're giving 3 lucky customers their money back. On Monday, we're going to randomly select 3 orders from the sale and ship them out with a full refund. And there's no spending limit either. Buy literally the whole store. If you're drawn as the winner, it is all free. You got to act fast because the sale only lasts until Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Again, Oscilloscope does great work. I am part of their circle of trust. Just another shout for me to try to get you to sign up for this. $100 will get you their next 10 boutique Blu-ray releases shipped to your house with no additional cost. So you get 10 titles, you get free shipping on all of them, and then the other part of being a part of the Circle of Trust, you always get 50% off of everything else that they have. That is a hell of a deal. Let's see. Eric says he has their Kelly Reichardt releases. So do I. Really, really good releases. Yeah, and man, they have some really good titles. A lot of people, I hope, are going for those. We got some news from 88 Films today. Unfortunately, some of it was bad news. Anaconda and Black Cat have both been delayed to January. This is the re-release of the Anaconda Quadrilogy box set. Unfortunately, the better box, rather than if you had it the first time, this is the nicer box that they're releasing second somehow. Of course, that makes sense. This is the art for Black Cat. Both will now be in January. Also coming in January, we have Delirium. This is already available to order from Amazon.co.uk because this is only a UK title, I believe. This is the feature film debut of Peter Maris. Took portions of an unfinished urban conspiracy thriller and added a new psycho killer procedural to create what may be the most unusual, vicious proto-slasher of the 70s. Delirium is good. It's decent. I believe this was put out by Scorpion or Code Red here in the US. One of them. Let's see. Ice is also saying, get Dear Zachary from Oscilloscope. Also from 88 Films, they are delaying The Flag of Iron and Legendary Weapons of China. These are now going to be coming out in February. And then I alluded to this one earlier. 88 Films is also going to release the notorious UK Video Nasty Night of the Demon. I am kind of shocked on this one. I'm surprised that they're able to put this out, but it looks like it's basically going to be the exact same release as Severin. All of the items that you can read that were just read on the other announcement, they're all here. And 88 Films is going to be putting it out as well. So if you'd rather have it from them, maybe don't buy it from Severin. Severin is also putting out a film called Delirium. Is that what I'm thinking of? Let me see if I can go to Blu-ray.com and look it up. I could have swore we already had this one in the US. But obviously there's a whole bunch of re-releases happening, especially with Code Red. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes with Code Red. And if you were here on the oh, there you go. Yeah. Severin is putting it out on January 25th, 2022. You're right. If you were on the stream on Tuesday, and again, there's been so many streams this week. It might have been yesterday with Aaron, but supposedly Walt from Scorpion Releasing is not in great health at the moment either. So I hope everything is fine. There's so many announcements, Chris. It's hard to keep track of all of them, that's for sure. And then the final announcement from 88 Films, which a lot of people are stoked to be getting this. We have Galaxy of Terror, of course, starring Robert Englund and Sid Haig. This early 80s B-movie clearly takes its cue from the likes of Alien and the explosion of late-night slashers that were dominating cinemas and VCR machines to produce its unique brand of weird and wonderful science fiction horror. Lots of stuff on here. This odd little dark fantasy showcases early work from James Cameron and takes us on a spacebound journey to hell. This is a new 4K scan. Has all kinds of stuff on here. Audio commentary with Taff O'Connell, Alan Apone, Alec Gillis, and David DeCateau. Tales from the Lumberyard, The Making of Galaxy of Terror, a 6-part doc featuring interviews with producer Roger Corman, Bruce D. Clark, co-writer Mark Siegler, Robert Englund, Sid Haig, and Taff O'Connell. Making Maggie, an interview with Alan Apone, original trailer, Mind Warp trailer, all kinds of stuff. This is a really stacked disc. Here's the actual uncut cover art here, without it all tilted like on the slip here. Looks to be getting a nice slip. I'm glad 88 is putting this out. Let's see. Yes, Delirium is available for pre-order now. You are correct. Never seen Galaxy of Terror. Cover looks interesting. Obviously, rights for that are in the U.S. at least with Shout Factory. What a crazy time of year. So much going on. There's way too much going on, that's for sure. This is one I didn't really want to put too much time on, but Certainly interesting. Dark Force has confirmed The Farmer is finally coming. All of the memes can fucking die. I saw the bootleg on YouTube. Very disappointing. Doesn't hold a candle to Rolling Thunder or the No Mercy Man. Ken, you are correct. I don't know here. Again, I don't support Dark Force. I don't understand how they're still a thing. They are ran by somebody who is the human equivalent of a wrestling heel that is not a human. Again, to bring up what John brought up earlier, they are literally selling hand-numbered autographed diapers from Bill Olsen on their website right now. Supposedly, a boutique Blu-ray distributor is selling hand-numbered autographed diapers. I'm out. I'm sorry. I can't. Jeff, you cannot even keep track of all the sales, and if that's the case, let's find out about some more. So Arrow Video is starting their holiday sale right now from Black Friday until the 12th of December. It is on sale in the UK and the US, and everything is up to 60% off. Very standard Arrow sale, about the same as it always is. All kinds of titles. I didn't see anything surprising there that came back from out of print or anything. So if you're looking for Arrow, it's the best time to be shopping. But it just continues. From Cinema Guild, the sale is on. This weekend only. Get 50% off of all Blu-rays and DVDs, including pre-orders, which is rare, of The Women Who Ran, film about a father who, and Swimming Out Till the Sea Turns Blue. Got a link for the sale there. Again, 50% off, and that includes pre-orders. That's a good one to check out. I don't have anything from Cinema Guild. Does anybody have anything from Cinema Guild? Oh, Ice, thanks for that. Yeah, for Canada as well, through Unobstructed View. Stendhal Syndrome says they better have that fresh doo-doo in that diaper. Please no. Yes, Born to be Red. It is real life. You don't... Maybe I can share it. Let me see if the site is still up. Because again, Dark Force does not keep their store up, which doesn't make any sense. I believe it's still up for Black Friday. I don't really want to give this too much airtime, but I will for a moment. Let me remove this and stop sharing so I can share this one. Yes, Chris, literal diapers. Again, I won't give this too much time, but here it is. Oh, and it's on sale too. Jesus Christ. Okay, let me make this full screen real quick. Banana Man numbered autographed diaper, $19.99. Just what the hell? This actual diaper was worn by Code Red's Banana Man during one of his numerous hospital stays. All writing on diaper done by a Banana Man and filmed during a Dark Force live feed. Comes with official letter of authenticity from Dark Force. Only one available. Get that out of here. I don't even know what to say anymore. Let's go back to the Instagram feed. Chris says, who the hell is Banana Man? Banana Man is Bill Olsen, the gentleman who runs Code Red, or at least used to. He is in very poor health and has been in and out of the hospital many, many times over the last 4 or 5 years. If you watch a lot of the old Code Red Blu-rays, he literally wears a banana suit and introduces the movies. He's not involved in the movies. He's just the person distributing them, and he literally introduces them. Anyways, Robert Riley Mercado says he likes Cinema Guild but haven't picked anything up lately. Scolder doesn't have anything. Yeah, let's get past the diapers. Cinema Guild, again, sale all weekend, but that's not where we stop. From Grasshopper Films, our big holiday sale is happening now. All in-stock Blu-rays, DVDs, and LPs are 50% off, like Pedro Costa's gorgeous Vitalina Varela. Explore and shop at grasshopperfilm.myshopify.com. Always good stuff from Grasshopper. Next one, a big one last year. Obviously, they put out a couple titles lately that people love. Our Bellows Films, our annual Black Friday sale starts Friday at midnight. 50% off all standard Blu-rays and posters through Monday. Discounts on vinyls, pins, and booklets as well. Plus, a very limited number of out-of-print slipcases are back in stock. And I believe by now, those are all sold out, of course, unfortunately. Grasshopper does have some great films. Our Bellows does some really good work. Let's see. Cineguild must be glitched. Cart keeps getting cleared to 0. Once Upon a Time in Anatolia is their most famous release. Interesting. Movies by E. It's 5 a.m. in Norway, and you love my... It's an honor to have you here at 5 a.m. Good God. Nice to see you. Thanks, E. Yes, Santa and Tango is one of the all-time greats. I'm glad they put it out. Unfortunately, I missed out on the slip. That release has skyrocketed in value, but if you're looking... They do have a standard release, and it is available. And of course, that wasn't the last one. Film Movement, our biggest sale of all time, is here as Film Movement brings you the deepest discount ever on all our DVDs and Blues. Enjoy exclusive 50% off Black Friday savings now. Filmmovement.com/shop. Dear God, these sales never end. There are so many sales. And in fact, let's talk about the most annoying sale of them all. Jeff, does our Bellows specialize in certain genres? Primarily, like art house is really the best way to kind of encompass all of them. Cult Epics. Let's talk about this. Has anybody tried to buy from Cult Epics during this sale? It is a mess. I'm not sure if you have yet, but as you can see, I put a warning in here. Cult Epics Black Friday Blu-ray sale, direct order link is there. It's a MailChimp link that they put up, by the way. Kind of a weird thing as well to make it look like you're going from their email list. This is an odd one to navigate. This is what I wrote as commentary here. There's no shopping cart function, and every single title has to be checked out by itself to purchase it. Thankfully, they give you free shipping. Also, just so you know, Angst, this title here on the top left, is going out of print soon, and I highly recommend it. I'm not sure if it has sold out yet. Ice, you are correct. They've never had a cart function, ever. I don't get it. Son of the White Mare from Arbelos is pretty good. I've heard that from everybody. I've still not seen Son of the White Mare. Maximus, yeah. Cult Epics, it's bad. It has always been bad. I don't understand it. You would think with some of these titles that they've put out, they've got Tinto Brass, they've got Angst, they've got, the not that they're super well-made films, but they've got the Necromantics, they've got 99.9, the debut, they've got some classy films. And unfortunately, it stops when you try to go to their website. That's why I always buy elsewhere. Angst is great, though. If you don't have it, I believe that they said they only had 50 titles left, or 50 copies of that left from them when they started the sale. Not sure how many are left yet, but take a look at that. It is certainly worth it, especially at the 50% off price. It is a very interesting film. Oh, Deathbed is also going out of print. Really good to know, Robert. Thank you. I had not read that. Arrow sale also happening through Zavi. Buy one, get one free. And unfortunately, some money goes to Zavi. Let's see. Someone on Insta with 115,000 followers watches my stream and yours on Tuesday. I pretend to have knowledge. Chris just got Angst. Nice. Let me know what you think of it. It's a great one. I reviewed that one a little earlier this year on my channel. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier. Severin is apologizing for issues experienced once again during the early hours of their Black Friday sale. We can assure you we spent a lot of time and money on building a new site. Was that an upgrade or not? No, it definitely was not an upgrade. They're building a new site with a new team in the run-up to the sale, so they were utterly bowled over that many users still had trouble getting through. I appreciate their attempt at transparency here, but many users, I believe everyone had trouble getting through. It wasn't something where anybody had a clean start to finish. I mean, obviously I didn't check with everybody that tried, but it's not like some random user in Washington is going to have a perfect trip while everyone else is not. That's just not how it works. So they are, as a token of our appreciation to our loyal customers who stuck with us in our hours of weakness. In other words, you have already placed orders or who will place an order during this Black Friday sale. We will be sending each and every one of you a $20 gift code when your order is processed for shipping. I'm glad that they're showing this changing customer service, like I commentated here. That is a big deal compared to in early years when they would say, "Oh no, our website, it's broken. It got hacked." I don't understand it. Um, all of that was terrible. This is a step up, but still not as good as it could be. Let's see, live video tonight. Obviously, you're here, so you know about it. This is my last announcement for the week. Available now from Howlin' Wolf Records. If you are still collecting CDs, they put out Good Tidings, Holiday Hell, and Don't Go in the House. These are 3 scores to ring in the holidays in celebration of our 50th release. We are excited to introduce for the first time on CD another Richard Einhorn gem from the late 70s, Don't Go in the House. In addition, we have 2 fantastically wicked holiday horror scores, Holiday Hell by Semi Tarine and Good Tidings by Jean-Michel Noir. Jean-Michel Noir. Don't Go in the House. Let's see. That's just the information there. If you want it, howlinwolfrecords.com/store. There we go. Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cough in the mic. Yeah, I think I had a better experience last time as well. If Severin's going to keep giving me $20, I'll keep reloading their cart page for a couple more hours. Man, it was rough last night. The search button, it's at the bottom. Like, who does that? I don't understand it. This was the best thing I heard yesterday, is that Severin should be the new Vinegar Syndrome partner label. Hilarious. I'm glad everybody was sharing that around. Freaking great. So that is the week. By the way, Ice is correct. Flickr Alley is also having a 20% off sale. And MVD is also having a sale at mvdsale.com. I tend to not really talk about Flickr Alley that much because even with 20% off, they are still a bit overpriced. I understand they're a very small little label that they're going on there, and it's unfortunately a very niche type of release that they put out. But when we're talking about these great sales, I think I'd rather do stuff that is a real bargain for your buck. And honestly, MVD is at that point. I don't know. Somehow I missed putting this up on the Instagram. But yeah, mvdsale.com if you're interested. They have a lot of really good prices on the MVD Rewind titles right now. Just keep in mind, those will not have the slipcovers, like almost guaranteed not to ever have them because they are long gone, sadly. Before I get too deep and do anything else, let me pull up what is releasing next week so we can close that tab. It is a pretty short, not short, it's a pretty slow week for what is coming out, thankfully. We've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Malignant, that's a big one. Saint Maud, finally from A24, is coming out in the US. I've had the UK release, gosh, since I think September of 2020. Crazy that we're just now getting that. To Hell and Back is coming out. We get Party Girl from Warner Archive. Reds, obviously, is a big title with Warren Beatty. Jet Pilot with John Wayne. Nasty Habits, we're supposed to be getting this next week, but I've not heard of anybody get a shipping notice on that, so hopefully soon. Cyclone, this was canceled. Don't know why this is still up at blu-ray.com. There's not a whole lot else. And that's it. November was a pretty wild month of releases already, so I'm glad that it's kind of a slow week, but yeah, this is an interesting time. I'm going to go to giving away a digital copy. If you'd like, I have a 4K release copy of the film Kick-Ass here that I'm going to give away. You're going to go to movieredeem.com, and I'm going to post the code that you're going to use to get this for free. First one there is going to get it. Let me know when you redeem it, please, just so I can know that I can get rid of this. Anybody wants Kick-Ass for free in 4K? I believe this one will redeem in 4K. Make sure I put that in there right. All right, here we go. MovieRedeem.com. First one to get it, it's yours. Code is in the chat. Again, let me know when you get it, and it is redeemed. All right, I'm going to go through a handful of collection updates from the week. I already showed, I forgot it, a G. Oh, ice. Don't make me doubt myself. There's no G, damn it. That was pretty good. I showed you Citizen Kane already, but this is a big week for 4K for me. I also got in Menace to Society. Really loving the way this one looks, like the art style on this. Little splatter in the background, of course. This is a big title, especially for somebody that grew up in Southern California. This is pretty much like had to see this growing up type of film. Yeah, Menace to Society is great. Have not watched this yet, but this will be going on fairly soon. One of my favorites of all time, I got in Invasion of the Body Snatchers in 4K. Kino absolutely killed it. I just got done watching their 4K release of Misery, and from what I hear, this is really great as well. Misery looked wonderful, so cannot wait to give this one another watch. My big 4K title of the week, the one I was looking forward to, I finally got in The Guest on 4K, and this thing is a brick. Like, this thing is heavy, legitimately heavy. Just got this in. The book is nice. I'm going to open this one up, actually. I know that there's been 1 or 2 unboxings out on the web, but not many. And I really love Second Sight. So here it is. Here is the front. Information is on the back here, and it is a J card that comes off. The art on the back is the other main character. And then on the inside, oh, there you go. Chris says Menace looked amazing in 4K. Awesome. Glad you got a chance to check it out already. Here is everything we got from the inside. We're going to go over all of it now. Of course, the most important part is this little digipack. No character on the back here. Opening this up. Make sure nothing's going to fall out. We got 3 discs. We've got the 4K disc on this side. In the center, we've got the Blu-ray disc, and this has a lot of the special features on the blue. And then on this side, the thing that made this so expensive, the CD soundtrack available for the first time for this film. I'm going to go over the book last because it's a thick boy. We get the band off of these postcards. Chris says, I picked up all of Criterion's 4K releases this month. None have disappointed. Still need to see Kane. I'm supposed to get Uncut Gems, I think tomorrow. And that's one I'm really looking forward to again. It's been a while. I love that movie. So these are the art cards. There is the first, second, third. She looks amazing there. Fourth. I love the final set piece of this film. This movie is so great. And then here is the colors in this film. I cannot wait to see this in 4K. This one's going to be amazing. Stendhal says The Guest is Wingard's best movie. I can't really disagree with that. It is a fantastic film. And then the big thing, we have this book. Now, this is what made this so thick. Like, this is an actual book. There is so much in here. There are storyboards. There are specific scenes from the script. There's obviously shots from on set. There are some essays in here. This is ridiculously, let's see if I can show some of this at least, ridiculously high quality. I mean, look how much writing is on there. That is fantastic. So in depth. Let me go to some of the script pages. There you go. And then the storyboards are short. There we go. Storyboarding some of the shots, and then more colors in the back. Just fantastic. Let's see. Nerd says Second Sight releases make you want to not open them. They look good in plastic. That is a very good point. Chris says, I am tempted to scoop this release up. Where'd you get it from? Might put in an order with Orbit if they still got stock. I got it from Diabolic, actually. Not Orbit on this one. Last I checked, they did have stock, but I haven't been on Orbit in a couple days. It seems like every single time I go on Orbit, I end up putting in an order, so I have to stay away. Otherwise, I stay poor. Which, I mean, the hobby I'm in, I'm going to stay poor anyways, I'm guessing. And of course, now this is being a pain to get back in there. Here we go. Again, The Guest in 4K. And just if you are on the fence about this, brand new color grade by Adam Wingard for both UHD and Blu-ray. UHD presented in Dolby Vision. New commentary by director Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. Archive commentary by Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. The Uninvited Guest. New interview with Dan Stevens, who is this gentleman. A Perfect Stranger, a new interview with actor Micah Monroe. By invitation only, a new interview with Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. Producing The Guest, a new interview with producers Jess Wu Calder and Keith Calder. Light and Fog, a new interview with DP Robbie Baumgartner. Lightning Strikes, a new interview with production designer Tom Hammock. The Sounds of The Guest, a new interview with composer Steve Moore. Deleted alternate scenes outtake gag with optional director commentary. And then again, various artists, soundtrack CD, 160-page book with new essays. Let's see, soundtrack essay, script to screen featuring storyboards and script extracts, behind-the-scenes photos, and collector's art cards. Crazy. Absolutely crazy what this is. Glad we got it. It was expensive, though. It was quite a pricey release. Nerd says Deadlock 4K was available on Orbit, but it sold out. Yeah, that's one I've got mine available right here. This is one I recommended to everybody, and a lot of people missed out on this, and they're very upset. But Deadlock in 4K sold out very quickly this morning, and that was a limited title, so that is not coming back. A couple more to show. 88 Films last week or the week before. Hey, Brian, what's going on? They announced they had some titles in that were on their way out. One of them was a Shaw Brothers title that was hard to find for a while, and that is Hex. Able to get one of these for much cheaper than it was going on the secondhand market. Then I picked up, very different than the other ones that I see. Let's see. Eric says, ordered Deadlock last night. Fun watching 390 go to 0 in 40 minutes. Yeah, there's a few that sold out very quick. Like Champagne and Bullets went to 0 so fast last night. Again, very different than The Guest and Hex. I finally got the Woody Woodpecker Screwball collection. Glad I got this. Can show my kids who have never seen Woody Woodpecker. Then I got in, speaking of Orbit, I got in some titles from Orbit. These are Imprint titles. The Medusa Touch. This is Richard Burton and Lee Remick. Let's Scare Jessica to Death. I don't know why, but I love yellow on some of these boutique releases. It really just jumps off of the shelf. One of my favorites, Stir of Echoes. This movie is great. So glad we finally have this. I believe this was the worldwide Blu-ray debut of this. Might be wrong there, but I think it was. One that I have always loved, Body Parts. This movie is so much fun. If you've not seen Body Parts, this also came out from Scream Factory, but this film is incredible. And then this one. This was a title that used to be out on Code Red, and it was hard as hell to find for quite some time. But Umbrella just re-released this as part of their Ozploitation Classics line. This is Stut Rock. This also comes, as you can see up here, with a special bonus comic inside, which is why I'm going to open that up for everybody right now, because I really want to see that. This was very cheap on Orbit, like $20, I think. It's a hell of a lot better than importing it yourself from an Umbrella. If you have not seen the inside of an Umbrella title, here is what it looks like. It's got the slightly thicker, like Chunky Boy, weird way to say that, Chunky Boy Blu-ray cases. Chunky Boy for a Chunky Boy. We have the Umbrella logo. They are numbering these Ozploitation Classics at the bottom here. And then does this one continue? Yes. So they don't have reversible art, but they do have related art on the inside. So it's not, it's not something that you can reverse, but it's more art for you to be able to peruse through. There is disc art, and then here is that book. Obviously, this is Stunt Rock, based on my friend here, Brian's friend, Brian Trenchard Smith's film. And let's take, oh, wow. Amazing. It's actually like a legit comic. I'm stoked on this. Interested in reading that for sure. There you go. Brian Trenchard Smith is the man. Highly underrated director. Highly underrated. I guess I should put that art back in there before I put it back in the box. All right. I don't think I have anything else to share. We are at just over 2 hours, and I plan on this being quite a lengthy stream. Are there any sales that anybody wants to go take a group peruse through, or take a look in on all of the limited edition titles that might be going out from Vinegar Syndrome that you want to take a peek at, see if I can say anything about? Should we look at Severin's shoddy new website? We can go look at Arbelos or Oscilloscope. We can look at Cinema Guild, any of these other sites that are having sales, MVD, anything that you're looking for, I'm more than happy to go run through. If anybody's interested, Flip is selling his body for Blu-rays. Warning though, there's not a lot of body to go around. He's only like 5'2", maybe 5'2.5" on a good day. Flip is washing dishes at his restaurant right now and yelling out loud because I just said that. It's true though, he is a very small person. But he can probably bench my weight, so I should probably shut the fuck up. Chris, have a good night, man. Thanks for having you. Happy you were here. I knew it. I knew you were washing dishes. I says he's caked. How is Family Video with their sales? This is a great question. For those of you that don't know, Family Video was an actual in-person retail chain of movies where you could literally go and rent, such as Blockbuster. And they saw the writing on the wall. They saw that they were going to most likely have to transition kindly away from renting out movies because it was going away. And they started selling stuff online. Family Video is an interesting outfit because they just recently closed down all of their retail locations. I believe that happened early last year, like before the height of COVID, I think. And this one's tough because I have bought from Family Video a couple times. There was, obviously they're closed now. There was a Family Video here in my hometown. I'm in one of the suburbs of Kansas City, and it was here for quite a long time. I personally did not enjoy a lot of their selection. It was a very mainstream type of selection, but of course online they're able to sell a lot more. Now the issue here is they have sales on things like, let's see, Jeff said they are selling right now Kinos at 50% off. We have seen before that Family Video has marked up prices and then marked them as 50% off, so it's not actually 50% off. And then on top of that, they have canceled orders before. So if somebody goes in and buys something and you're eager to get it, or you find something in a great deal and you buy it, it's like one of those eBay sellers where they made a mistake in the listing and you're like, yeah, check out, buy it now. And then they go, oh crap, I only sold that for $15. It was supposed to be $80. I'm going to cancel the order. And that's not how it works. They should honor that if somebody's able to find it, to be honest. But the big thing is their shipping leaves a lot to be desired. Now, this is where this might go against what I would normally say. Normally, I would say if you're looking at boutique labels, do not shop from Family Video. However, if you are primarily, like Jeff here, looking at Kinos, most Kino titles, I can reach over and grab one right now. This is one I just got, Lightning Over Braddock. It is just a Blu-ray case. It is just the art. I just got this in last month. This is not something that is likely to be super damaged. And if you are willing to risk it, and it's a great price, and it's a Kino title, you're not getting like a limited edition hard box. You know, I would never get something like that copy of The Guest that I just showed from Kino or from Family Video, but something like this, if it's a great price, yeah, why not? There you go. Flip can back me up. He says he bought from Family Video once and they canceled it. All right, what else do we got here? Bifer. I'm new to Vinegar Syndrome. Should I pick up $1,000 worth of Blu-rays? I love this question already. Or buy the 2022 $920 subscription? This is where it gets tough because to me, the subscription is more than worth it. It may not be worth it to everybody, but you are guaranteed for next year at least 38 releases. 13 of those discs are 4Ks. And what was it? 3? Let me look at my notes from earlier. Let's see. 13 4Ks and at least 3 box sets. It seems to me that it is something that is worth it at that price. You are getting something always on sale. You're already getting it at the sale price. You don't have to wait for a sale. You'll get it first every single month. You'll never have to pay for shipping for the entire year. You are guaranteed, if they do like 2 different slips, you are going to get both of those slip covers for a new title. Personally, I think the subscription is fully worth it, but I've been subscribing for years. I know it is a big pricey investment all in one shot, but at the same time, $1,000 worth of old Blu-rays, it's a lot of movies, and you're getting a lot of those old titles for less than those new titles because those old titles came out when things were cheaper, to be honest. A lot of these sale titles for things that came out in 2016, 2017, them on sale right now when they're Blu-rays, they are, you know, some of them are $12.50, some of them are $15. When a new title on sale is $20, it's hard. That's going to be kind of one you're just going to have to look at. I personally suggest the sub because there's a lot of upsides to it. I didn't even mention the big one. You know, all of these partner label releases that we're talking about earlier, you get all of these for sale prices all year long if you want them, and you don't have to wait. Deadlock came out on 4K. I got this, I believe, for $25 when it was a $60 Blu-ray for SRP, and it was on sale for $40, and I got it for $25, I think, or maybe $30 then, obviously, if 60 was SRP. But I didn't have to wait, and I saved $10, $15 rather than waiting for the sale and missing out like a lot of people just did because it sold out. If you can do it, get the sub now, and then in May, then get those $1,000 of catalog Blu-rays. Bubba Fett 73, what's going on? Hey there, saw you on the Master Chaos stream the other night. That might have been your answer from earlier. I think that was Jeff that said that. I've spent way too much this month. I, for one, am glad Black Friday's over. Hell, it ain't over. We're still here till Cyber Monday's over, at least. Spook Kid has something to say about Family Video. They've also mislabeled a lot of stuff in the past. This is where it gets dangerous. I bought Crimson Peak limited edition Arrow Blu-ray from their site, and it came, and it was the standard edition. See, and they're charging you like it's a limited edition, and then you have to prove that they sent you the wrong thing. It doesn't seem right at all. Ice says, it doesn't seem like television horror is selling well. Do you think they'll continue it? First off, yes, I know that they are continuing it. Brad has already confirmed that they're already working on it. But beyond that, just because it's still over 1,000, don't think immediately that means it's not selling well. Keep in mind that back in 2019, right around when Deadly Games came out, because that just sold out, or no, it just dipped under 1,000. I don't even think it's sold out yet, right? Let me go take a look on this site with the search function that's at the top of the damn website, not at the bottom. Deadly Games slipcover, dial code Santa Claus, still has 454 in stock. So that released, I believe it was October of 2019, and it's still in stock. They started raising their prints that they would put out. So for a long time, things like Bloodhook, the slipcover is so hard to find because there was only 1,000 of them released, I believe. It was either 1,000 or 1,500. For Deadly Games, for Dial Code Santa Claus, the limited number of that was 5,000 units. This question came up because of Televised Terror, and because that's a box set, even more of those got printed. That box has, sorry, it's not more, but it's the same. That one had 5,000 units, and that cost more. So less people are buying those. So yeah, it's not necessarily that they're not selling as well. They're selling more copies than they used to. They're just printing more. Ricky seems to agree with me. Buy the sub now and then stack up on back catalog titles at the halfway sale. And then next November, your big bulk of money goes to 2023, hopefully. Video Store, what's going on? Good to see you. Must be all the CPD they sell. Spook Kid says, by the way, just discovered your channel recently from a Vinegar Syndrome Facebook group. Love my videos. Very informative, helpful. Glad I... Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. That means a lot. I am so mad that Severin has random titles not on sale. I haven't heard this. The Changeling Limited Edition is randomly $28? What the hell? So I had to opt for the standard. I don't know why they do that. I miss their old sales. I do too. Their sales in like 2018 were amazing. 2018, 2017. Yeah, the site still blew and it still died. But yeah. Boba Fett, does the release of Ebola Syndrome mean that Vinegar Syndrome are going to get into Hong Kong movies like 88 and Eureka? I hope so. Yeah, I certainly hope so as well. However, we don't necessarily know. I will say, when these companies like Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, Eureka, 88, when they release films, they usually license films in groups. So if they have Ebola Syndrome, the odds are they either have like titles from the same director, the same producing company, they have from the same actor. Usually they're bundled somehow. And so I would say the odds are high that we're getting something that is like that as well. Here's a tip from Brian. He says, go to Grindhouse for Changeling and other titles. Yeah, it should be on sale there. That is ridiculous. I really need to get on Severin. I only looked at the new bundles. I did not look at any of the catalog titles. I didn't want to be pressured into buying more, so I didn't even take a look at those. Grindhouse has some titles that are on sale that aren't on sale direct from Severin, and lower prices on several that are on sale in both places. Wow. I'd rather deal with having to email Severin the items that I want from the sale if it meant they still did 50% off the site prices compared to the new 50% SRP. Yeah, I understand. Back in the day, a lot of people don't even, you got into Severin too late, but a lot of Severin sales, the titles used to be like $11 for most of them. And then they'd always have old titles that were like $5 or $6 at most for the cheapest ones. And that was for Blu-ray. So, yeah, they've changed quite a bit. Several are cheaper at Grindhouse. Bought a few from him. And keep in mind, the Grindhouse titles, they will probably get to you long before the Severin titles were. And Severin, they've got iffy policies on canceling orders. But, yeah, you're definitely going to want to take a look in both places. They don't put the convention stock on sale, but I don't think the Changeling Limited is convention stock. That limited edition has been commercially available since that was released, which is crazy because it's such an old title. Maximus, you can do it. We're all counting on you. This whole Severin thing, I mean, it's such a joke. Like if you saw it, I did a guide video on Severin earlier this year. And I did mention in there that their website always seems to break down. And back, during the 2018 and 2017 sales, they used to say, we're being hacked. This is a guided, concerted effort to bring down Severin films, which, hello, no, it's not. Of course it's not. Nobody believed that. Back in the day, that was happening. So I had to point that out, that was kind of weird that they were literally just lying to consumers. And yeah, they were a little more transparent today, but it is so baffling to me that a professional, really well done company is still not able to keep a website up for a single sale when, I mean, they could literally copy these sites of some of these other boutique distributors and do Much better work. I guarantee you that if people were able to get on the website last night at midnight, they would have sold thousands of dollars worth of titles that they're still not going to end up selling now, simply because people can't get on there to do it. This is also a big point of contention for me right now. Severance shipping prices are out of this world. Imagine paying $50 for Night of the Demon if that's the only title you're getting. I got the bundle, like I said earlier. I got the bundle. The Black Friday shipping was $25. Priority shipping for that box is not going to be $25. They are gouging on some of that shipping for sure. Yeah, this one doesn't make sense. Blackenstein or Blackenstein, it's $20, and this is the same way that it was during the last sale. It was $20 discounted from $30. Makes no sense. Such an old release. Completely agree. Scolder, this is more like it. Guided attack from buyers. Yeah, absolutely. If you want them quick, you want them in good condition, Mike at Grindhouse is a godsend. The only time that there's ever going to be something that's a problem for Mike is when he's overwhelmed, like last year's Arrow video sale, and that's never going to be like that again. He's got actual help. He has moved now. For those of you that don't know, he was in Tampa, Florida. Now he's up in, I believe, Knoxville, Tennessee. He is around family that can help him. When he was in Florida, it was him and one other person shipping sale orders. So, yeah. Video Store was going to order House on the Edge of the Park, but that shipping is insane. I don't think it's limited either, so not in a rush. I think for Black Friday, one of their titles was limited, and I honestly, I do think it was House on the Edge of the Park, but I think that was only for the CD. So if you can do without that, why not? You know that they're going to sell a regular standard edition of that title. It's too big of a title not to. Stendhal is asking, did Severin have site issues on every Black Friday sale they had? Yes. Literally, yes. I can't remember a year going all the way back to 2015, I think. 2015 or 16, I think, was my first Black Friday with Severin. And every single one that I've ever been a part of, every single one has had these issues, period. They work with Vinegar Syndrome. Clearly, whoever does the Vinegar Syndrome slips did the Cannibal Man slip for Severin. That's actually not true. Severin needs to use the same people Vinegar Syndrome uses to host their site. So the Vinegar Syndrome, the Vinegar Syndrome slips are very, very similar to the Cannibal Man and the new Angel for Satan. Is that what it's called? I think that's the new title. Very, very similar, but not the same. I do know somebody that works at Severin and a couple of people that work at Vinegar, and they were inspired by Vinegar Syndrome, but it is a different thing altogether. And they should be moving forward with better slips so that we can stop complaining about those now as well. Yeah, I completely agree here. Severin knows they have website issues. Seems like they don't want to fix it. They've had issues for years. What I said earlier this week is it seems like they are probably hooked in a contract somehow that they can't get out of. And that being said, they've come out and said that they've changed websites twice now in the last couple of years, and nothing's improved. So I don't know what's going on. It makes it seem like they think their back end of the website is what's causing the issues, when it seems to me like it's the hosting. If you can't get people into your website, that's the host issue. It's not, the fact that you don't use Shopify or something. It's ridiculous. The store that took over Mike seems cool. Mike even promoted them. Yes. So that's an important thing for the people in Florida. They went to Grindhouse Video for years. Mike announced he was leaving, and a lot of people were upset. But thankfully, another store owner came in and is running with the exact same type of thing Mike did, just focusing a lot more on local video rather than online. The soundtrack is 6 songs, mostly repeated. I'll be fine. And likewise, buy it from Arrow. It's probably the exact same disc. And honestly, it's probably region free because it's literally the exact same disc, just with an Arrow logo rather than Severin. Am I getting them mixed up? Not House at the Edge of the Park, not Don't Go in the House. Sorry, never mind. Very similar titles floating around there. Is shipping less during non-Black Friday times? Otherwise, that's what the $20 will cover. Yes, it is less, and then they also have free shipping outside of Black Friday times. So literally, when I was checking out last night, it said Black Friday shipping. It was a very specific price for this weekend, which is crazy, crazy. And then throughout the rest of the year, I believe their free shipping threshold is $80. So if you go and spend $81, you can get free shipping, and then that $20 off. You spend $60 out of pocket will get you $80 worth of items shipped to your house. Not to mention they're like confrontational about refunds and stuff. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know, when you look at their policies and they say, if you complain about this or you make a chargeback at PayPal, we'll ban you. If you pay for media mail, that's the other thing. Oh, forgot to bring this up. They say in their policies about Black Friday, if you order the Demon Dick statue and you pay for media mail shipping and that's it, or you get free media mail shipping, whatever that is, and it breaks, they will not refund you or send you a replacement. You shouldn't be using media mail to send that. It's not media mail. That is on them. And people can complain with the Postal Service about them for doing that. It should be sent priority. I don't understand it. Do not understand it. Spook Kid, another thing that annoys me about Severin is their Black Friday titles take months to get released at other retailers. Blood for Dracula still isn't available at Amazon deep discount. Well, they don't always get released at other retailers. Sometimes they're limited. Last Black Friday, that was very much the case, actually. Unfortunately, they said they were limited, and then they kept selling a lot of them. There's only a handful of things that they've said that were limited that they literally stopped selling. And even then, some of those still show up at conventions. So it's tough. I honestly like the Severin catalog more than Vinegar Syndrome, but I don't trust the pricing. It changes all the time. Completely get that. And don't worry, they will bring back the soundtrack. They always re-release limited things. I just mentioned that. The only thing I can think of offhand that they haven't re-released is Combat Shock. And I think that's because it just legitimately sold out. They definitely, and there's another one from Ice, No Way Home, which is obviously another buddy film, is not available anywhere else. And that is only for convention stock. They don't have that listed on the site anymore, I don't think, unless it's up there right now. Flip, this is the hard part. Severin is not really a wet fart of a company. They put out some great titles. Like I said in my video for recommendations early last week, everything past Lindsay Baker has been amazing, like literally A-tier type label. They just have some weird policies and weird decisions, and I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Severin has a catalog of films that appeal to me much more, especially with all the Italian horror, but it's hard to support them. And I understand that sentiment completely. Yes, Spook Kid, you are correct. Most of it was listed elsewhere and will be on sale elsewhere. It was not listed as limited to their site. I agree and understand all that. Blood for Dracula, I don't understand why it was going to take so long, but yes, it will not be on Amazon, I believe, till December. And that was released end of June. Granted, I don't think anyone got it till August. So really only, 3.5 months. It's not really a great thing to say, but hey, it's true. Depends if it gets a wide release through MVD, depends on the distribution agreement. Yes, obviously. Yeah, the licensing on that can mean a lot, and then the contract with MVD changes a lot of that. Simon Barrett took a bunch of those Combat Shock Blues. Yes, they did have some left over there, obviously. Al Adamson box set, that sold out specifically. They had a number on that, and it did sell out. But recently, don't know how widespread people heard about this. There were people emailing Severins and literally just saying, hey, I was always interested in your Al Adamson box set. You don't happen to have another one available, do you? And they would say yes and sell them one for retail. I don't get, and that was happening literally like 3 weeks ago, and people were getting them. So if you're interested and you got the bones, you might try reaching out to them, see if they say something. Oh God, Blood for Dracula. Right after we're talking about it. The retail version got delayed to January 25th. Wonderful. Gotta love all these delays. Look at that. There is proof what I'm saying is true. Spook Kid emailed them and got an Adamson set. Thankfully, could not believe it. Yeah, that was going around for quite some time. A good month or so. A lot of people were getting them. Just be prepared because it's a couple $100. It's a wonderful release though. Absolutely great box set. All right. Again, offer stands for any sale you might want to go take a look at. Let me know. Otherwise, I think it might be time to call it a night. I am rather exhausted. Like I said, still a little sick and recovering. The sniff there was not for empathy, I promise. Thanks again to all the new people for hanging out. It has been an absolutely wild week around the channel. So many new people hanging out and subscribing. Hope that you're liking what you're finding. If you ever have any questions or ideas for content, please don't hesitate to comment. Let me know. I've got a large backlog of things you can go back and watch, guides to other labels, lots of live streams from the last few months that we've had a lot of fun at. If you have anything else you'd like to see, comment below. I'll be here for you. Again, every single Tuesday, I do a live show. Oh, that is man. What's going on? I do a live show every Tuesday here with Flip, and we sometimes have a guest, sometimes not. We got a theme that we normally do, and the big thing here is the entire month of December is going to be dedicated to our best list from the year. Beyond that, not only am I doing a giveaway next Thursday, we are doing 2 giveaways on our show next Tuesday, and they are big. Flip is giving away a big box set with a bunch of goodies. I'm giving away a Ron Steelbook from Best Buy. Please come hang out next Tuesday. That show is at 9 p.m. Central, Tuesday nights. I'm here every Thursday talking about the week of announcements, 8:30 Central on Thursdays. And I do all my regular videos throughout the rest of the time. Got a couple more here. I got Bubba Fett says, is the Vinegar Syndrome release of Nurse Sherry good if you have the Adamson box set? You do not need it. If you've got the Adamson, absolutely you can pass on it. Every time Severn does a sale, they go on an apology tour on their podcast. It's comedic by now. Well, keep in mind, the podcast has only been around for, I believe, 2 sales. Before that, they went on not apology tour. They went on attack mode and would lash out at everybody. So crazy. The podcast is wonderful, and everybody should tune in and listen to it. They go into so many details on their upcoming stuff. It is an absolute treat to hear the way that they talk about sometimes how they track down the canisters of film. They talk about the negotiations. They talk with filmmakers. They go deep into they go real deep into like how David Gregory searched for that film for years or something. It's a truly wonderful listen. 6,000 slips for graduation day. Those should last till the next sale. I agree. Odd too that they're full price with the film. Nightmare Sisters was $19.99 last year. That is odd. Yeah, they did raise the price a little bit. I agree. And yeah, that Ron Steelbook is ridiculously good. Thanks for that, Stendhal. It's been fun lately. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope you had a good time tonight. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see next time. I am always ready for questions. All that being said, like I always say, from one collector to all of you, hope you have a good night. See you next week. Later.